live. Right now, Megan Boswell's fate lies in the hands of 12 jury members in Bluntville, Tennessee. So we're going to talk about what is going to come about for her fate. Will the jury convict her on first-degree murder, or will they convict her on a lesser charge? And Wendy Williams has signed a legal document to try to end her guardianship with Miss Morrissey. Should she be freed? Should she have a guardian? Is she incapacitated? Take the polls on my community page. Follow the Queen on the Newsbreak app. Like, share, subscribe. Hit that like button. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie 129 Cash App. This is a two-part live. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you need to see any information or updates pertaining to Wendy Williams, Megan Boswell, feel free to go to my community page to get said updates. And also you can find similar information in the YouTube queue. So I'll wait and let it get a few people in here before I start the commentary. Hope you all are well. Hope you all are having a wonderful week. God bless all of you. My movie of the week is The Wrong Victim, now playing on Freevee. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. The Queen is okay. The Queen is okay today. Early morning live. Queen's got a mean sleep schedule. Don't ask. Don't ask. Oh my goodness. Extra TV is the source of my information pertaining to Wendy Williams. She's saying she wants her freedom. That's the latest information.
Top to bottom, regarding the guardian and everybody involved with that.
That is a defiant Wendy.
I want my freedom back. How about that?
Speaking from her room on the 5th floor of a New York City assisted living facility.
Are you allowed to go out?
No, I am not allowed to go out. I can call you, but you can't call me.
Wendy behind glass, a TMZ camera outside. She talked to Harvey Levin about her life inside.
It's so depressing.
She's been fighting a court-ordered guardianship since 2022 and compares her existence to a convicted criminal's with no internet access and virtually no visitors.
In the last 30 days, I went out twice for my teeth, you know what I'm saying? And that would be that.
You've only been outside in fresh air twice in the last 30 days?
Yes.
Harvey interviewed Wendy for the documentary TMZ presents Saving Wendy, airing now on Tubi. Harvey, I get a phone call sporadically from Wendy Williams. I have conversations with her. I determine that she sounds lucid, but there's always this sense that something is off. What was your take speaking to her?
My take is Wendy Williams is back to who she was. And Wendy always was quirky. She has a unique way of communicating.
Can she handle her finances? Is she being held against her will? How in the world could she be behind a wall like that? The Wendy Williams I know says, no way, forget about it, and she blasts her way right out of that place. Why is she still there?
Because she's been there so long, this is her normal. And I had the same feeling that why isn't she raising holy hell? Well, she isn't because everything is stacked against her right now. She's dealing with a judge, a guardian. She is isolated. And at a point, you surrender to that. Although she isn't now. She wants out of this thing. And I got to tell you, yes, she should have somebody handling her finances. And she agrees with that. But that doesn't mean you lock somebody up.
Wendy was the queen of gossip during her 13 seasons on daytime television, revealing her battle with Graves' disease and making this confession in 2019.
I have been living in a sober house.
But serious questions were raised about Wendy's condition in last year's controversial docuseries, Where is Wendy Williams?
Did you drink this whole thing today? Yes. No.
In 2023, she was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. She recently insisted that diagnosis was wrong. I'm not incapacitated. I'm not a baby, like Bruce Willis. The exact same thing as Bruce.
That condition never gets better. It only gets worse. She was diagnosed with that a couple of years ago, and the Guardian is now saying it's permanent, it's getting worse. But who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes here? It's day and night. So if she really has that condition, how can it get better if it never gets better? What I'm suggesting is maybe she was misdiagnosed because there's something called alcohol-induced dementia, which can get better. And she is sober and she is better.
By the way, Wendy watches Extra every night. I'm sure TMZ as well. So Wendy, watch this. Call me right now. I want to say hi. I bet she does. Harvey, thank you so much.
All right, everybody. That's the latest information from Extra TMZ. So Wendy is still in a guardianship. She is now fighting to have this guardianship ended. There's.
The system has failed.
Oh, sorry about that.
Top to bottom, regarding this guardianship.
TMZ presents Saving Wendy Williams. The former talk show host spoke with TMZ host Harvey Levin over the phone while cameras recorded her from outside the facility. Williams claims she's being confined to one area and has barely been outdoors.
In the last 30 days, I went out, you know what I'm saying? And that would be that.
Wendy, I gotta say, even people who are in prison for...
Okay. Trying to get some content. 1 second, everybody. Hope everybody's well. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to read you some information pertaining to this guardianship. And is she incapacitated? That's number one. Has she been misdiagnosed with this disorder? Could it be that it was alcohol-induced at the time because she was drinking, but now that she's been in a facility where she's eating, getting proper sleep, rest, diet, hopefully, better diet, she's in a better situation. So when she gets evaluated, which that's what's going to happen next week, what will the doctors find? She also has a legal team. You also have to ask why she didn't acquire a legal team a few years ago, because you're now talking about 22 to now 2025. Wendy Williams has taken the next step in her battle for freedom. The former talk show host 60 signed an affidavit on Wednesday afternoon asking a judge to end her guardianship, according to TMZ. Sources told the outlet that Williams claims she regained the capacity to function without her court-ordered guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, who has been in charge of her well-being and finances since 2022. Insiders also shared that she will allegedly be reevaluated by a doctor next Tuesday, adding the physician was handpicked by Williams' legal team, whom she hired to end her guardianship. Her lawyers will then allegedly file an emergency order to force the judge to look into ending the years-long guardianship. Williams' attorneys reportedly already have a plan in place if the judge turns down the request, with sources telling TMZ that Wendy will demand a jury trial to hear her plea. The Post has reached out to Williams' lawyers, with one declining to comment. Her other attorney, Jason Atlas, responded that everyone in the case has Wendy's best interests at heart, and we all expect that the ultimate outcome will be in line with those best interests. The news comes after the outlet dropped its latest documentary titled TMZ Presents Saving Wendy, which is now available on Tubi. Williams has been living in a New York facility, which she said is more like a prison. In the doc, the beloved former Wendy Williams show host claims she's only been outside twice in the past 30 days. No, I'm not allowed to go out. I can call you, but you can't call me, she told Harvey Levin. In the last 30 days, I went out twice. Williams is not allowed to have visitors at the facility, so the interview was conducted over the phone. TMZ filmed Williams from the sidewalk below as she stood looking out her fifth-story window. She also charged that the system has failed her, arguing that she is not cognitively impaired while making it clear, I want my freedom back. This system has failed from top to bottom regarding this guardian and everybody involved with that, Williams said in the doc. Earlier this month, Williams' guardian informed a judge that she'd be open to having the star undergo a new medical evaluation in light of Wendy's claims that she isn't suffering from dementia, despite being diagnosed by doctors at Will Cornell Medical Center. Williams recently shed light on the life inside the facility, telling Charlemagne the God on January 16th, "My life is effed up." She added, "I feel like I'm in prison. I'm definitely isolated. I keep the door closed. I watch TV, listen to the radio, and look out the window, sit here as my life goes by." New York Post is the source of this information. So she signed a legal document to try to get this guardianship ended. If the judge does not render the guardianship to end, she's asking for a jury trial. Naturally, asking for a jury trial in New York. A lot of people like her in New York. They'll probably let her go. But hopefully it won't have to go to a jury trial. The judge will see that she is better. But once again, the gamble is what the test will reveal as far as any type of disorders or mental diseases. So what will the mental evaluations and cognitive tests, what will they reveal? Because let's just say it comes back the same thing with this frontal lobe issue. Will the judge free her? I think it's wrong to hold a person hostage because we have to really be honest. It's like a double-edged sword. You want the best for a person, but then you have to define what is the best. We see a lot of people out here who, as I key to a door, but they don't deserve a key to a door. One, they don't know how to act, they don't know how to control themselves. They're menaces, they're savages, okay? Then you have those who are mentally incapacitated and they've got a key to a door. They operate a car, but they don't need a car and they don't need a key to a door. Some have payees over their security, Social Security checks, disability checks, some don't. At the time, you could see she was struggling. She had an issue with alcohol. That's obvious. She was an alcoholic. Some say you're still an alcoholic. Well, she's been in a center now over 2 years, 3 years, or coming up 3 years. So she should be in a better place anyway. No matter what's wrong with her, she should be in a better place because she's, one, not getting alcohol, she's not getting drugs. And if you've heard her conversations, as you heard here in this audio, she knows what time of day it is. The fact she remembers her father, the fact she remembers his birthday, the fact she wanted to go see him. You also heard her, arguing with her help when she went to Miami to see her son graduate from college. She was cognitive. She knew which car was not her car. A person incapacitated would not know which car to go to. They would just do as they're told. An incapacitated person would have just gotten in the vehicle and it wouldn't have even mattered where the car went. And see, that was dangerous right there. She's out here on a public street waiting to be picked up and the wrong people are, pulling up, or she's going to the wrong car. Anybody could have taken her somewhere and did God knows what to her. So really, she's not in the appropriate guardianship, under the appropriate guardianship. She's saying she doesn't want any money from A&E. She doesn't want any money from A&E, and she's told the guardian this. So the guardian says she will halt any proceedings to sue monies from A&E for that documentary until they get an evaluation pertaining to Wendy Williams' cognitive state, okay? But Wendy's saying, I don't want any money from A&E because I don't have this frontal lobe, so there's no need of me suing money that these people, made a mockery out of me, even though people disagree. You're entitled to your opinion. Some people believe they did make a mockery out of her because they knew something was wrong with her when they first got there and started filming her. So I've also put a poll up about that over a year ago. Do you all believe that A&E exploited Wendy Williams in that documentary? Now, this new TMZ documentary is now airing on Tubi. Feel free to check it out. Maybe I'll come back at a later date and we can discuss the information in that documentary. But you can also go to YouTube Q and hear different interviews with different radio stations, Extra, TMZ, where Wendy Williams is reaching out to different people and talking to them. Now, remember I told you all last week that a judge has ordered her not to speak to the media. As you see, she's been talking to these people. So I don't know when she last talked to Extra or TMZ or, Charlemagne the God or whomever, but she has access to a phone to talk, to call people. They can't call her. She can't have visitors. Naturally, you need sunlight. That this is how you get a vitamin D deficiency, because you're not getting adequate sunlight. You have to eat certain type of foods in order to keep, vitamin D, and your bones become brittle if you don't get vitamin D. So anybody with sense would know she's not getting enough vitamin D except for sitting in a window. That's her sunlight. And you already know New York has an overcast, tall buildings are blocking sun. So the lady needs to get out. And you can tell by her conversation, she's aware of her faculties. Incapacitated means you're not aware of anything. You're either bedridden and not aware of your faculties, or you're sitting upright and you're not aware of your faculties. She talks fine. And the reason why she's talking fine is because she's not using any substances. You're talking about years of having no substance in her system. So that's what should have happened. They should have sent her to a rehab center to get her help. Now, did somebody come up with this diagnosis to keep her incapacitated to try to take her funds? The other issue is about her son. She's admitted that, yes, her son did some things he did not have any business, that he did wrong by her. She has admitted that recently. And the issue is with some woman that he introduced to his mother, who was calling places or somebody, pretending to be her. So did the son deliberately find this woman to try to use her to get access, to imitate his mother to get funds, or find out things? Or this woman went and met the son and used him to try to get to Wendy Williams' money? I don't really understand all of that, but this is about him. There's an issue about a boat he wanted to rent for $1,500, but it ended up being over $100,000. And now he's blaming the bank. How can you blame the bank for something that you initiated? The bank don't care anything about what you're doing with your money. It's your money. But if you're pretending and using someone's card and they've given you access to the card, obviously the bank saw that something was wrong with her account. Too much money was being sent. And that's the whole point. They watch your money. And if you ask them to watch your money and see anything frivolous or suspicious, they're supposed to stop, halt, call you, verify. And I guess that's what happened with Wells Fargo. They saw expenditures that didn't seem normal, and it was because of her son. Renting apartment, cars, different things. They were eating out every day down there in Miami. And at that time, she didn't have anything to say about it because she was, under the influence of alcohol. But I think she now knows, okay, he's the start of this. So what she was trying to do was secure herself and get in cahoots with Wells Fargo to stop whatever spending was being done. But in turn, it backfired because now guardianship. So in the beginning, she was trying to preserve her money. She was trying to preserve her money. She was talking to the banks about these dollar amounts depleting from her account. But in turn, they froze her finances. And then here comes this guardianship business. Now, I don't know what she said to the people at the bank. Maybe when she talked to them personally, they saw a person that they deemed incapacitated or was under the influence and didn't think that she could navigate for herself. Because when you are dealing with bank monies, eventually they want you to come in to the bank and them. They're not going to keep talking to you over the phone, especially when you're dealing with like credit cards and debit cards. You have to go into the bank to verify who you are to, get new cards. And maybe when she went in personally, that's when they realized she wasn't in any state to take care of herself. So, it's a dire situation. But as you see, this could happen to anyone. And that's what everyone needs to think about when you're out here navigating, whether you are poor, rich, middle class. You don't really know what state you're going to be in. Anything can happen to you. Anybody could, go and call Adult Protective Services and say, oh, yeah, he's not in his right mind, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, you got a worker coming out trying to assess your mental state. And next thing you know, you've got a overseer, guardianship, payee over your funds and your life. This case with Wendy Williams is extreme, in my opinion. The last time we've heard of a guardianship and a famous person was Britney Spears. She was acting out years ago when she was upset, going through the motion, baby daddy issues, different things. So then here come her parents intervening, saying, you know, she needed help. Then they end up being over her money, blah, blah, blah. And it took her a while to get up from under that. And see, this is what can happen when you start acting out. You have one moment of anger and you hit a window with an umbrella. Next thing you know, you're now going to court to fight for your sanity. You're going to court to fight for your money. It can happen to anybody. So that's why you always have to be careful how you navigate, how you talk, how you act. If you're drinking, you're getting high on drugs, or people deem that you have a mental problem, you're schizophrenic, you've got some type of mental issue, you possibly could be sitting right where Wendy Williams is sitting and where Britney Spears was. And as I said, there are many adults who do have people over their finances. And you've seen this with disabled adults. There are people who are over them. They may live on their own, you know, in an apartment or a house or something, but there's still somebody navigating their money. I think she's probably been in a better space for way more than a year. So what I thought was strange is that there was nobody navigating on her behalf legally to get her help, to reach out to the courts. So that's what I was saying recently. Why does she not have a legal team, have somebody fight for her? You had her family trying to raise GoFundMe money to secure a lawyer. They needed like $50,000 or something to find a lawyer, which I thought was so strange, because I was like, this is Wendy Williams. Anybody with some sense, seemed to me, would take the case on, you know, and try to fight on her behalf, because we have lawyers who take cases pro bono. So I just found that very strange that nobody came to her defense up until now, 2025. But obviously she has a legal team. Allegedly, a week ago, the rumor was that she fired someone from the legal team or fired a lawyer. But so far, allegedly, she has a legal team that's fighting for her. So we will see what will happen with a judge, if he or she will free her from the guardianship, or if it will go to trial. If they feel like she still has this disorder, Ms. Morrissey, the guardian, is wanting her to have some cognitive tests ran to see if she doesn't have this frontal lobal disorder or whatever. I don't know what she has. I think it's possibly what Mr. Levin said, drug-induced, alcohol-induced. You're drinking every day, you're drinking bottles of liquor every day, no chaser, all day long, waking up, going to bed, drinking. You are going to have some cognitive issues. That's just common sense. You're going to be forgetful. You're going to forget things. You're going to be talking out the side of your head. And we know that Wendy Williams is very feisty. So common sense will tell you alcohol and a feisty attitude ain't a good mix. You're going to get some crunkness. You're going to get some foul language, belligerence. It is what it is. Megan Boswell, as most of you know, she was arrested for unaliving her 15-month-old daughter, Evelyn, back in 2020. And now the jury was sent out last night to deliberate her fate. The jury members left the court last night, sent back to the hotel. They have been sequestered. The TV access pertaining to the trial. I don't know if anybody has broke protocol and tried to find out anything they could going on to see what people are saying on social media, the TV. But anyway, her fate lies in the hands of 12 members of the jury. And right now it is currently deliberations. People decide. First degree murder, a lesser charge, not guilty, facilitation, child abuse, child neglect. She's facing 19 counts. Eventually, it was 20 counts, but they took one off the table the first day of court. Hello, Perspective. Thank you for joining me. See what these members of the jury will decide. I believe she should go down for first-degree murder due to the fact, as the prosecutor said in court today in their closing statements, the child was wrapped in a blanket, foil, 2 plastic bags, pushed down into the can to where her face was flattened. That's how much weight was pushed down on her body into the garbage can. When they took her out of the garbage can, the foil or the blanket had left a mark on her face. So that shows you the weight that was pushed against the child into the garbage can. She also was contorted by being shoved down in the garbage can in court's letter S. Basically, they said her head was bent back because she went into the garbage can head first. So I want you to think about all of those things. And I pray that the jury is thinking about all those things. And why they did not come back with a verdict yesterday evening is beyond me. Because I'm trying to figure out, what do you have to think about? And I get it. You got 12 people coming from different walks of life. And as I have always said, when it comes to true crime and a trial, all it takes is one person to hang the jury, to say, hey, I don't think this person did this crime, or I think this person was mentally ill or under duress, or somebody else did it. And naturally, the defense tried to cast doubt that she did this, that there was unknown DNA or in the garbage can. But in the end, most of the prints found on the foil, the plastic bags, the garbage can belonged to Megan Boswell. Just because you find an unknown DNA of a male on a water bottle or something, you have to remember this girl lived in this house for 2 months, this trailer. We learned this in court. God knows who had been in her house drinking a soda pop can, water bottle. Could belong to anybody. And if you didn't test the DNA of father, son, and anybody you think ever came into her house, it could be anyone. And then she was nasty, kept a trashy trailer. So when you start trying to decide DNA on something, you have to also remember the state of her home was disgusting. So you're talking about 2 months of filth. 2 months of somebody probably coming in and out of there visiting her. Now, why anybody would go in there and visit her, that's a whole nother subject. And that's what I was trying to figure out with the trash in the plastic bag. The eggshells, the leaves. She's nasty. So you don't even know how long that stuff had been in that trash, that plastic bag, sitting in a pail. Or bag could have been just thrown on the floor, never even put in a damn garbage pail. And then when they showed items that were in the plastic bag, they were dated October of 19. So I want you to think about that. We are now in February 2025, okay? She got interrogated February 2020. So if you're looking at egg carton from October of 2019, you count the months, November, December, January, February. 4 months later, she's being interrogated by law officials. Do the math. That's 4 months of trash just sitting around. And you really want to question the DNA on a plastic bottle or a container or foil when the house was nasty and filthy? And the guy testified that Tommy hired him to clean the trailer out so he could live there for free in exchange for being a maintenance worker. He said he had to wear a respirator to go inside of the trailer. You don't know who's been in that trailer. Anybody could have been in that trailer drinking, like I said, a soda pop bottle, water bottle, anything in there. Could be, as they said, DNA when it came from the store, an item from the house or the shed. The one thing we did learn is that Megan Boswell is a liar. She's probably her entire life. Hello, Goat, how you doing? She's lied her entire life. And as a person said on Court TV with Vinnie Politan, lying is possibly been a coping mechanism for her, and it started in childhood. She had a turbulent life with her parents. They were addicts. They fought a lot. So she probably lied just to stay above ground. And we've seen this with a lot of children who start off lying. We call it fibbing when they're children, but then we call them liars when they are getting in their teenage years And you're asking yourself, well, why are you lying about something simple? And that's a very scary situation when a person can't ever tell the truth. And I know from personal experience in dealing with someone recently, they are much older than Megan, but that's all they do is lie. They can't tell you the truth about anything. And to me, a liar is more dangerous than a thief. Once you find out a person is a thief, well, you already know, okay, I don't deal with this person. Don't bring him in my house. Don't put him in my car. A liar could be standing right in front of you, dealing with you, working with you, dating you, married to you, and you have no idea that they're a liar. So to me, a liar is more dangerous. And to have someone making up lies at 18, 19 years of age about the whereabouts of their child, it's scary as hell. She has no remorse. She has no empathy. And as they said in court during closing statements, Megan Boswell brought different people into her snare by deceiving them, manipulating them, texting them wild-ass stories where her child was. And she would smirk and laugh while talking to you and spinning you these lies, even to investigators. And they even said it in the videos. You don't seem very interested in finding your kid. You don't seem compelled to find your kid, because she wasn't. Why would she be interested in finding something she intentionally lost? And that's why you know it's intentional murder, because of the state of the child. The child was wrapped, foil wrapped around her head. And you even heard testimony from the medical examiners that it's possible that she was alive and put into the can and suffocated. So that's deliberate. And even if she was already dead before getting into the can, I still say it's first-degree murder, because you're still wrapping the child up, trying to conceal the body. And if it was an accident, you rolled over on her, she fell out the bed, she bumped her head, whatever. She died in her sleep. She had some type of medical situation. Whatever happened to calling 911? But see, you don't hear that. Just her lawyer saying, yeah, they prove she's a liar. She's a liar. You don't have any proof she killed her kid. You don't have any proof that, she put the child in the garbage can alive. But she concealed it. And the way she concealed it leads a sane person to believe that it was a homicide. Because the state of the child when they took her out of the can showed the force. Because in order for her face to be flattened, you had to press down on her with your weight to smash her face into the garbage can. If you just wrapped her up and then put her in the can, naturally she would have suffocated if she was alive. That's common sense. Even if she was dead beforehand, you would just wrap her up, put her in a can. How did the face get flattened in a plastic garbage can? Say, whoa. Why would her face be flattened, wrapped up? And then they say she was tightly wrapped in the blanket, in the foil, which I don't understand why the hell this dizzy bitch would put foil around a child's face and head when you already have her wrapped up in a fleece blanket, a plastic bag, and then another black bag is put on top of her. So I don't know if that was to conceal her being in the garbage can itself, or she was alive and she literally tortured the child to death until she was no longer breathing. Either way, it's sickening. Whether it's before, after, you can use deduction. The child was suffocating, whether she was alive in the can or dead in the can. She's a very diabolical human being. And she's not somebody you want free. Now, Florida let go Casey Anthony because she spun wild stories just like this thing here. And those stupid 12 people believed her. Because I would have never voted to free Casey Anthony. I would have hung that jury day one. Whenever you have interrogation tapes to show a person lying about the whereabouts of their child, she lied about working at Walt Disney, hadn't been working there in God knows how long, made those people go in the building, and then turn around and look at them and say, oh, I don't work here. And they told her, well, we already knew that. They just wanted to see how far she was going to take the lie. Who does all of that unless they have something to hide? And all the imaginary people she made up, they were false. They were not real. Even Marsha Clark told that in an A&E special. The only thing that Casey Anthony told the truth about were actual addresses. Those did exist, but the people did not. There was never a Zanny the Nanny. She just made up all these different people. And that's exactly what happened here with this thing. There were real people that they could go confront and ask and talk to about Megan Boswell. But the things she told them were lies about the whereabouts of her child. So the two are eerily similar. Different mechanisms, but similar. Each implicating somebody in the end to save their ass. And that's what Casey Anthony did. She threw her father and mother under the bus as cohorts. Her father is killing the kid. That's not true because they have video surveillance of her in the jail, and you don't hear her saying to the father, hey, I got to get out of here. You got to tell them the truth about what you did. You know I didn't kill my kid. You know I left my kid with you. You don't hear that in any conversations recorded at the jail between Casey Anthony and her parents. So how do you march your ass into court and say, last minute, oh yeah, my dad and mom had the baby and she fell in the water and my dad got scared and he dumped the baby. You were last seen with the baby and it's your parents that are calling the police because of a foul odor coming from your car when you finally do return. Or when they found the car, rather. So see, it's a bunch of bullshit. And once again, in this story, it's the same situation. Grandparent reporting the kid neglected, abused. But Tommy Boswell, he's no saint because you put her out to the street with the baby. So you didn't know where she and the baby were going to end up. They could have been in a shelter anywhere. You knew she was living foul in that trailer. That's why you put her out. So you're going to wait 3 months later to say, oh, by the way, hey, I ain't seen the baby. I think the child's being abused, neglected. Ain't nobody seen the child, blah, blah, blah. But you put her out. Where did you think she was going to go once you put her out to the street, she and the kid? And I'm not saying he should have kept Megan, in his trailer, because you have to lead by example. You have to show people they have to, respect your property. But it's common sense that once you put a person out to the street, the flip side is people are going to say, well, you can't act like you're concerned because you put them out to the street. Even if you felt like they were in the wrong, what do you care about where she is and where she's at? Because you put her out. So you wait 3 months to say, oh, I ain't seen the baby. I ain't seen the baby. Well, how are you going to see the baby if you two weren't talking and didn't have a relationship after you evicted her from the property? So I found all that fake and fraudulent as well. And I get it. That's his property. He had every right to tell her, hey, you can't live here if you're going to be filthy. But he should have known also with this filthy woman, there was a child in tow. So if you weren't going to take the child in, one could say, well, what's the purpose in calling DHS 3 months later? It's all just a crazy, crazy story. Hello, Penn. It's all just crazy. But that's my two topics for this live stream. Wendy Williams has signed a document to end her guardianship. What will happen? She has an appointment next week with the courts. Hopefully she'll get freed. And my thing is, however she decides to live, that's on her. If she wants to start back drinking, getting high on drugs, that's her choice. If she wants to start loaning out her money, credit cards, debit cards, that's on her. Because people do it all the time, let's be truthful. And people do it when they're not incapacitated with alcohol and drugs. Giving people access to their bank accounts, loaning people money, giving people money, taking people in their house, people running up their bills, using them, borrowing money. This shit happens every day in the world, and ain't nobody got no guardian. Hey, we're keeping it real. People are used and abused every day for their finances, for how they live. You see it all the time. Using their cars, borrowing their cars. Sadly, her son abused her. And we definitely know if she's free from this guardianship, she's going to have to tread very lightly with her son. But I'm sure, despite what he's done to her, she loves her son. But he used her like most people use people who are wealthy. I'm going to get all I can get while I can get. And look what happened. All that spending money on her credit cards is what got her in his guardianship in the first place. Her handing her card to him, and he's just running up a check to where it flagged the bank. Her account got flagged at the bank, as it's supposed to be flagged. That's what you pay the bank for. That's your purpose of your money being in the bank. They see something suspicious, they notify you. They put a halt on any charges until they verify with you. And I don't think if she's in her right mind, she would sign off on $115,000 boat rental. That's a lot of damn money. I don't care if you're wealthy or not. You're not buying anything. You're just renting something for $115,000, $100 plus $100-something thousand. That's a lot of damn money. Then they said he tried to blame the bank like it's their fault. Oh, because what? They ran the card through? And see, this is what we're talking about. When you care so much for people and then you're also not in your right frame of mind, you just allow them to run checks and run your card up. And you don't even know that they didn't ran up something for $100-something thousand. I mean, how would Wendy Williams have known that in the condition that she was back then? She wouldn't have known. She wouldn't have known until the bank called her and said, hey, man, we need to talk to you about this charge. And we decided to halt your account, freeze your account, verify. And then when you got somebody back to back, and you've watched this person spend money and they haven't been spending money like that, hell yeah, they're going to call you and ask you about your bank card. Hey, ma'am, did you authorize this purchase? Oh, yeah, my son, he had my card. And then they probably felt like, okay, there's too many charges on here. And we don't think this lady is, maybe aware of her faculties. And, you really can't tell much, I guess, with a person on the phone. So they'll tell you to come in. Well, just come on into our branch and we'll talk about it. And we'll go from there. And I think when she went into the bank, that's when they realized Wendy Williams wasn't in her right state of mind. Because, like as I said, anything dealing with a debit card and a credit card, if they freeze it, they halt it. Let's just say right now, you find out your money, somebody used your debit card account to buy a stereo. And then you find out and you say, oh, that wasn't me. First thing they do is say, well, we're going to freeze your card. And then they're going to tell you to come into the bank because they want to verify who you are before taking the freeze off your account. They want to see you and make sure you're you with your ID before verifying anything and unfreezing your account or your debit card. And I think when she went in, they realized something's up with Wendy Williams. So then next thing you know, I guess legally, Wells Fargo called attorneys. That's the only way I can think of it. And said, hey, this lady's not in her right state of mind. She's got a kid spending up her money, and also there's somebody else trying to pretend to be her fraudulently. We need to get the authorities involved. And I guess one thing led to another. So that's my message to you. You got to be very careful about your own identity and who you allow in your space to use your debit cards, your checkbooks. And you just need to be aware of anything that appears fraudulent. That's why you need to always check your account. Naturally, you do it online. You have the app on your phone. You can just go in periodically, check your balance. I always say at least check your balance once a day just to make sure, everything's on the up and up and nothing's gone through or anything's depleted. That's why you do need to keep up with what you're spending. Even if you have to take a mental note, hey, I spent this much yesterday. Then you look back in there the next day. If it looks like it's less than what you spent yesterday, then okay, I need to call the bank and tell them, hey, read my past few charges the past couple of days. And then you didn't ever go to Walmart and buy something. Then you already know, well, somebody has fraudulently entered into your account. It's a sad situation. But that's the latest, everybody. Wendy Williams is going to try to get herself free from the guardianship. And Megan Boswell is in limbo at the moment. 12 people are out deliberating her fate. Will they find her guilty, first-degree murder? Will they say not guilty? Will they put her on a lesser charge? Because they can render a lesser charge than first-degree murder, and that was explained in court today. I'm going to go to my community page, and now I'm going to read you the results from the polls, because I asked you all a few questions about Wendy Williams and Megan Boswell. Thank you for joining me. Hope you all are well out there. Thank you for your time. Will jury convict Megan Boswell on first-degree murder? Only 6 people voted. 83% yes, 17% said they're not sure. Should a judge free Wendy Williams from her guardianship? 8 people voted. 100% said yes. Wendy Williams signed a legal document to end her guardianship. Is she incapacitated? 2 people voted and they said no, she is not. Feel free to check out my community page. I've got a few videos pertaining to Wendy Williams. There's some new information coming out about Brian Kohlberger, DNA, mystery DNA. Let's go ahead and play that information while I'm live. Hold on one second, everybody.
Can you help Brian and me with something here? We were all just a little kind of flummoxed by the did not meet the criteria. The 2 other blood samples, the one from the railing in the house, don't know if it's first or second floor, basement or middle floor, or the blood in the glove found outside. What does that mean when the prosecutors might say it didn't meet the criteria to feed it into CODIS to try to match it up with other people?
Well, good to be back with you, Ashley. Hello, Brian. So here's the deal. CODIS users have to adhere to some strict eligibility guidelines before you can enter a profile. And that's because back when Congress enacted the law back in 1994 called the DNA Act, it recognized that the creation of this database would contain genetic data. So they wanted to ensure that only the genetic information from criminal perpetrators was entered. And so the evidence here must be linked to the perpetrator. So for example, if you have a murder that takes place at a party house, that's what you correctly describe this house as, investigators could seize empty beer bottles. And if there's a DNA profile on the beer bottles and the investigators want to send it up to CODIS, they cannot. It's ineligible because although it could be linked to a perpetrator, it could just as easily be linked to someone who's uninvolved. So they want to protect those who are uninvolved. So whether it's beer bottles or whether it's gloves found outside or handrails inside the house, which may or may not be linked to the floor where the murders occurred, it's the same thing. They're not eligible to be entered into CODIS.
It's so bizarre. I just assumed if there was blood on a piece of evidence anywhere in a house where 4 murders happened, you want to find out who those people are and then clear them. But it's shocking that CODIS has that kind of strict requirement. Bizarre, and I get it. Having DNA, a speck of it on a knife sheath, that's a whole other ballgame, right? That's the murder weapon. How about this other issue? Right. How about this other issue that Brian and I were just talking about? And that is that Ann Taylor says, and I'll repeat it because the wording matters here. She said, police found absolutely no connection between Kohlberger and anybody from 1122 King. There's no blood in his car. He wasn't connected to that house, to the people in that house. No blood in his car, but she doesn't say there was no blood in his apartment, no blood on his things. She stopped at car. Can we take her at face value that she meant all of that when she said no connection to the people in that house?
Ann Taylor is a savvy lawyer. When she says car, she means car. And I point you to the excellent argument from one counselor, Ashley Banfield, who said that that car wasn't found until 6 weeks after the murders. 6 weeks is a long time for someone who is a doctoral student, who's used to researching this kind of stuff, to know how to get rid of evidence, wash the car, to be able to sanitize all the insides of
or third floor.
Let me stop right there. 6 weeks later, that's probably when they seized the car and did all the problem with that, because my understanding was about 2 weeks in after the kids were murdered that a patrolman saw the car parked at the university housing. And then that's when they started investigating that said car, which belongs to Brian Kohlberger. Why didn't you all, when you started investigating him and you realized, okay, he lived at the school, this apartment, he goes to school, it's only 15 minutes away from where the crime scene is, you all should have then watched him and said, we're going to try to get DNA from him. So why would you wait to get DNA from somebody all the way in Pennsylvania, get the FBI involved, when you could have done all that when he was in Washington before he even left school? Make it make sense. Hey, this car fits the profile of a car that left the scene of the crime. We've got video surveillance showing type of car leaving the scene. So why didn't you all watch him before he even left Pullman University? I don't understand. Pullman, Washington, I don't understand. Help me understand. That's the one thing I could not understand. You all said we didn't trail him across country. We didn't follow him across country, because that wouldn't make no sense. That wouldn't make any sense at all. ID on the car 2 weeks later. And you started watching this person allegedly running his name, running his background, and yet in your mind you didn't say, let's see if this person does anything suspicious. Let's follow this person around. Let's see if this person goes over to this house or near the university. Let's start gathering information on this person. Hey, ding, 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 let's check the trash. Let's go to the school where he goes to school. Let's talk to the people at the school about him. I find all that bizarre. I'm sorry, but I do. That he didn't leave something behind, because when you put your feet on your pedals of your car, those are grooves on your foot pedals. So you can have some blood from your shoe get down in the grooves of those pedals, and you may not be able to clean blood off the grooves of the pedals in your car. How did he get in his car after murdering these kids without leaving any evidence? I was supposed to be what? He stripped down naked when he walked out the glass door and got in his car naked. He still had to have his clothes somewhere. He didn't leave the clothes outside on the property. So what did he do? I'm just saying, how did he get in his car without leaving anything? Anything. And even when you think you haven't left something behind, you leave hair, you leave lint, you leave something behind. And then you're talking about bloody clothes. Make it make sense. Make this make sense.
Or the blood in the glove found outside. What does that mean when the prosecutors might say it didn't meet the criteria to feed it into CODIS to try to match it up with other people?
Well, good to be back with you, Ashley. Hello, Brian. So here's the deal. CODIS users have to adhere to some strict eligibility guidelines before you can enter a profile. And that's because back when Congress enacted the law back in 1994 called the DNA Act, it recognized that the creation of this database would contain genetic data. So they wanted to ensure that only the genetic information from criminal perpetrators was entered. And so the evidence here must be linked to the perpetrator. So, for example, if you have a murder that takes place at a party house, that's what you correctly described this house as, investigators could seize empty beer bottles. And if there's a DNA profile on the beer bottles and the investigators want to send it up to CODIS, they cannot. It's ineligible because although it could be linked to a perpetrator, it could just as easily be linked to someone who's uninvolved. So they wanted to protect those who are uninvolved. So whether it's beer bottles or whether it's gloves gloves found outside or handrails inside the house, which may or may not be linked to the floor where the murders occurred. It's the same thing. They're not eligible to be entered into CODIS.
It's so bizarre. I just assumed that there was blood on a piece of evidence anywhere in a house where 4 murders happened. You want to find out who those people are and then clear them. But it's shocking that CODIS has that kind of strict requirement. Bizarre. And I get it. Having DNA, a speck of it on a knife sheath, that's a whole other ballgame, right? That's the murder weapon. How about this other issue? Right. How about this other issue that Brian and I were just talking about? And that is that Ann Taylor says, and I'll repeat it because the wording matters here. She said, police found absolutely no connection between Kohberger and anybody from 1122 King. There's no blood in his car. He wasn't connected to that house, to the people in that house. No blood in his car, but she doesn't say there was no blood in his apartment, no blood on his things. She stopped at car. Can we take her at face value that she meant all of that when she said no connection to the people in that house?
Ann Taylor is a savvy lawyer. When she says car, she means car. And I point you to the excellent argument from one counselor, Ashley Banfield, who said that that car wasn't found until 6 weeks after the murders. 6 weeks, a long time for someone who is a doctoral student, who's used to researching this kind of stuff, to know how to get rid of evidence, to wash the car, to be able to sanitize all the insides of the car. And I think that's what happened. I think this guy, to me, clearly did it, and he took great pains to try to dispose of all the evidence. And in the end, they have his DNA on the knife sheath. That's the biggest evidence here. They also have him using his cell phone before the murders to scope it out, although the cell phone was turned off during the murders. How interesting that the only time his cell phone was turned off was right during the murders. He's an unlucky guy, just like his alibi, where he said he was searching for stars, looking at stars at that time of night. No witness. He was just out there stargazing in his hardtop Hyundai in the middle of winter. Okay.
Very true.
Yeah, those are all the things that jurors have to decide, is that reasonable? And sometimes they can get over it when it's just one thing that they have to leap over. But if there's a whole chain of weirdo stuff meant to just gobble up, they start to, get sick over it. And that gut tells them too many coincidences, too many silly stories, too many coincidences that I'm not prepared to let go of. Real quickly, only a couple seconds left, Ehrenberg, but I do have to ask you about the fruit of the poisonous tree business. Do you think we're going to have one of those Franks hearings to determine if the way the FBI went into the public databases to get that genealogy linked to Kohberger's dad was not fair according to the courts, and thus everything after it gets tossed in the garbage, which is kind of like the entire case almost?
Ashley, who has the privacy interest here? Whose rights are being harmed? Perhaps his distant relative, whose DNA should not have been accessed. Exactly. But does Kohberger have an interest in his distant relative's DNA? No. No, he doesn't. He has no argument or no claim. Dismissed. Not the case, by the way. His argument will be dismissed. Not the case. That's going to trial.
So do you think there's actually going to be a Franks hearing to decide that? Or is the judge just going to say, this doesn't even deserve a Franks hearing, let's just move on?
When in a high-profile case where he's facing the death penalty, they'll give him a Franks hearing. They'll give him every benefit of the doubt, but in the end, he ain't winning it.
Wonder if that'll delay things. I mean, look, we got a lot to fit in before July, August beginning. So thanks for watching. Go to join and
Well, naturally, they want to do everything by the book so they don't have anything thrown at them later to say, you didn't do this, you didn't allow him to have his right, like you said, to hold the trial up. This nonsense has been going on a few years now. There needs to be an end to it. Just like this baby trial, look how long it's taken to get to trial, damn near 5 years. I don't want to be looking up 5 years later still talking about Brian Kohberger. That's a free database. It's a free database. As they said, the only right infringement would be of the persons whose DNA they looked up. They should be the ones complaining. But you can't even complain because you put it in a free database. You put it in a database because you want to see, your genealogy or whatever. So there's a chance that anybody could look in and get access to the genealogy. And I'm sure there are certain clauses that they sign in, giving up their DNA in the first place. But isn't it the purpose of putting the DNA in the database is to see who you're related to, so on and so forth? So I don't see anyone's rights was infringed. Because that's the whole point. Kohlberger don't have the right to tell somebody they can't put their DNA in the database. That's a person's choice to put their DNA in there. The fact that it links to you as a relative, well, it is what it is. Whether it's a link to you or a link to George Washington, Abe Lincoln, you understand what I'm saying? What's the problem? And I do find it interesting. Yes, your phone is when these murders are taking place, and then flip back on right before you make landfall to your apartment. How convenient. Then your phone pings at the address at 9-something in the morning. Your car sits there. Your GPS has you sitting there for about 20 minutes. And I do believe your phone is pinged at that address before. And more than likely, there's data in his phone pinging him at the address, the general area, outside the home, hell, probably even on the property. And he probably has information in his phone pertaining to the female or females, whichever one was his target. You've been over to that area 10 times. How would the government know that? Because they've checked the data in your phone. So if you've been there 10 times, you definitely have something in your phone pertaining to those girls in that house. Ain't no way I'm gonna sit here and believe he don't have pictures downloaded. He searched their pictures. They've got that. They just haven't told us. But there's no way you've been to somebody's house 10 times that you don't know you don't have some personal information in your phone about that person. I don't care if it's pictures, their posts, you got something. You've gone to their Facebook page, you've gone to their IG pages, Snapchat, you've logged in, you've looked, you hit, looking up stuff about these people. And that's what's going to be the clincher, as you hear Banfield saying. One little thing a person might be able to look over in court, but not different situations that look very suspicious. And I got a feeling that's exactly what's going to happen. Besides this touch DNA on the snap of the knife sheath, you're going to have all these pings at that house, downloads of pictures of these girls or one of the girls, ping of you sitting outside the house the morning of. What the fuck are you doing back over at the house? You don't know them, but you're sitting outside their house. There are dead people in the house, and you're sitting outside the house where there are dead people. Make that make sense. But you don't know them, and you don't know anybody on the street. So far, nobody on that street has come forward to say, yeah, I know him. We hang out. We get beers together. We study together. Nothing. Then all of a sudden it's, I was stargazing. He must know Megan Boswell. We just come up with anything out of our hat. Oh, yeah, I was out looking at the stars. You can look at the stars sitting outside in a lawn chair. You got to get in your car to look at the stars? You got to drive 15 minutes away from your house to look at the stars? Oh, you just so happen to be looking at stars in a place where there are dead people. Just keep saying it. Stay woke. Make it make sense. Perspective says, the stargazing in winter is ridiculous, especially coming from a person who's supposed to be knowledgeable. Why you say that, Perspective? You're so funny. You know Queen loves you. What you said? What does winter have to do with it? What you trying to say? The stars don't come out in the winter? Boy, you wild. We're talking about Brian Kohlberger, Mr. Evan. We've jumped off the topic of Megan Boswell and Wendy Williams. We're not talking about Brian Kohlberger. Oh my goodness, that is so damn funny. But see, it's just like what this man said in this commentary. He studies psychology of criminals. He studies psychology of the mind. So he knows what to do. You can best believe he's Googled this 1,000 times, even before he exacted the crime. Because when you have become obsessed with a subject matter, what do? You study it. So he went to study 101 ways to get away with a crime and not get caught. From forensics to fingerprints to dress attire, booties on his shoes, this, that, and the other. Now, I don't think he wore booties on his shoes because allegedly there's a print left in front of the door of Dylan's room. So that he had to have had on bare shoes for them to pick up that footprint. So that's where he messed up there. His phone pinging at the house, him going there 10 times, plus that morning of, if that's included in the outside the 10 times. So you weren't very smart in stalking these people or whomever he was stalking. And that's the thing about a crime. I've said this 1,000 times. 50 ways to kill a person, 100 ways to get caught. And that's true. And that's true. You can sit and plot how you're going to get away with this crime. But today it's kind of hard to get away with crime. Now, we do have a lot of crimes on the books. We don't have no suspects. But those crimes have possibly been committed a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago. We have more crafty technology. We have more cameras out now. We now have cameras that sit on the interstate. So even if you think, oh, there's no cameras in this neighborhood, you're still a fool to think that, because with Kohlberger, he's not thinking of all the people who have doorbell cameras from on the street all the way back to his house. You had to get out of a residential area to possibly make it on a back road or some type of highway or whatever to get over to the town where you live. You want us to believe that these people don't have doorbell cameras to see your car? See, we don't even know which camera caught the car flying by. We do know it was linked to a convenience store. But you got to think, there are houses before you get to the convenience store, I'm assuming. So you had to drive down that street. How many people you think had cameras? The person's house that caught the girl crying, Xana crying. You want us to believe there's no camera on the doorbell? Why would it not have a doorbell camera? If it has audio, it would have visual. Bingo card. That would definitely be a smoking gun. That the person has a visual of Brian Kohlberger going into the house, walking by their door, going to that glass door, and then exiting out. Tall figure in dark clothes. And I always thought about that when they said 50 feet or so from the house, the girl could be heard whimpering. I said, well, that's somebody with a camera. So who's to say they've got him on camera? They've got him on camera sitting outside the house, watching, trying to see who's coming and going, trying to see if there's any movement. That's why he went back. He went back as a spectator. He wanted to see his crafty work. He wanted to see something from that crime scene. It's a very bizarre story. This is why I talk about this all the time on this network about not knowing people. You have to be very careful fooling with people. As this case I'm talking about out of Louisiana, I'd like to get more in depth into that story about the reporter who went to the Super Bowl, but he never made it. He probably did one good interview before he was unalived in his hotel room, hooked up with a black woman. She enters the room with him, and then she comes back out, and then she returns to the room. Then she exits again and never returns, and he never exits out because they find him dead in there. She has been dubbed the Bourbon Street Hustler, which means people in the area know her as hustling men, getting their money. And that's something that nobody should even know about you. Even if you frequent bars and you go in and you leave out with a man, they don't have to know you robbed them, you drugged them. So how would people know that she is drugging the men? Maybe they just know her as a hustler and she gets money from the men. But still, how would they know that? How would they know she's even getting money from them? You could leave out with a man today, and then you go back to the same bar tomorrow, 3 days from now, and then you leave out with another man, and somebody might get to talking and saying, damn, she was just here with another dude. Now she leave it out with another dude. They might just say, okay, she's frisky. But then somebody might start just assuming, oh, she's a working girl. See, that's all it takes is somebody to start talking and gossiping. Now we're talking about two other men are claiming she drugged and robbed them. So she's been a busy bee. Well, the police goes to her home and they find a weapon that was stolen and also drugs in her house. So is she a drug user, or is drugs she's using to roofie men? Don't know. Very interesting story. Very serious situation. Crazy bat. Hold on 1 second, everybody. So I can show you this lady. Let's see what I got. Hold on. Five days ago. Let's see. 7 hours ago. Let's see what they got here.
A lot of boutiques in the U.S. as well as
Okay.
Released after a sports reporter in New Orleans to cover the big game was found dead in his hotel room. Our Ashley Hamilton is alive in Kenner. So Ashley, that press conference just wrapped up. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Amy. Donald was staying here in Kenner at the Comfort Suites before the time of his passing. Kenner police have arrested Danette Cole that belonged to Mazzano. They also say security video from the hotel shows both of them on the morning of February 5th. The footage also shows Colbert leaving the room alone later that morning. She was arrested at her home where the credit card and the phone of Mazzano were found. The chief says that Colbert has a history of doing things like this that includes allegedly drugging men, thief of currency, fraudulent use of credit card and debit cards, and other financial crimes. He adds that this brings to light that there are people that prey on others and says that the evidence will lead them to the end result of what happened to Mazzano. Now, Colbert was charged with simple battery, access to device fraud, illegal transition of fraud.
Sorry about that. Hold on.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for watching.
Wait.
I'm Katie Moore.
I was trying to take that. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to take that off the subtitles. Hold on.
We begin with breaking news this morning. New information has been released after a sports reporter in New Orleans to cover the big game was found dead.
Oh, God, I don't know what's going on. She's acting up. Hold on, you guys. This screen is so sensitive. I was trying to get those subtitles off of there. Wait 1 second. I don't know. What is the deal?
We begin with break.
Let me start over.
We begin with breaking news this morning. New information has been released after a sports reporter in New Orleans to cover the big game was found dead in his hotel room. Our Ashley Hamilton is alive in Kenner. So Ashley, that press conference just wrapped up. What can you tell us?
Good morning, Amy. Kenner Police Chief Keith Conley says that 27-year-old Adon Mazzano was staying here in Kenner at the Comfort Suites before the time of his passing. Kenner Police have arrested Danette Colbert, who was used a credit card that belonged to Mazzano. They also say security video from the hotel shows both of them on the morning of February 5th. The footage also shows Colbert leaving the room alone later that morning. She was arrested at her home where the credit card and the phone of Mazzano were found. The chief says that Colbert has a history of doing things like this that includes allegedly drugging men, thief of currency, fraudulent use of credit card and debit cards, and other financial crimes. He adds that this brings to light that there are people that prey on others and says that the evidence will lead them to the end result of what happened to Mazzano. Now, Colbert was charged with simple battery, access to device fraud, illegal transition of fraud, bank and computer fraud as well. We'll have more at 5 and 6 on what Chief Conley had to say involving this case, which he says in the next 24 to 48 hours, his investigators will have more information. Amy.
All right, a terrible story as that remains ongoing. Thanks so much, Ashley.
Okay, so that's the latest pertaining to this crazy bat who just got caught up. It's one thing you want to rob people, but when you start putting in drugs into the mix, anything could happen. So he died. You know, for all we know, you know, we have men who do this. They go out of town, they solicit women, they flirt with women, they ask, hey, you know where I can get a little something, get a little work, get a little this. And next thing you know, one thing leads to another. So for all we know, he could have asked her, hey, you know where I can get a little cocaine, get a little meth, a little fentanyl. She could have said, yeah, I know, I can get you something. So maybe that's what she did when they went to the hotel room. She went out, got a little something from somebody, came back. I don't know who she knows in the area. Hey, she works the area. She works New Orleans. The hotel was in Kenner. So, you know, who knows who she knows? I don't know. But she left that hotel room and did something and she came back. Now, if she was going to spend money on a card, keep it moving. I got the card, boom, I'm out of here. So see, we don't really know what she did when she first left the room after they initially went to the hotel room. Because I found that strange. She leaves the room and then she comes back. So for all I know, she could have went to score some drugs. Because I see this with a lot of men who travel. They do get high on drugs. And he's clean cut looking. Just lost his wife last year in a car crash. They have a daughter. So now we're talking about a young girl who has lost both of her parents. Father's dead, now her mom's dead. I mean, mom's dead, now dad's dead. Who's going to take care of the little girl? Grandparents? Don't know. But this is why you have to be careful when you're out here. She's playing the confidence game. She goes with you. She drugs you. She steals your watch, your money, your credit cards. This is her hustle. But I say this to anybody, and I don't wish death on anyone. You know there's a chance you take when you go to someone's house, you bring someone to your house, or you go to a hotel with a woman, or you take her to your hotel room. That is common sense. Even if you're the woman, it's the same game. You do not know people. There don't have to be drugs involved. Excuse me, bad English. It could just be a hookup or, hey, let's go back and have a drink or two. You don't know who you're fooling with. You know the queen can testify. God knows I can testify up here. And boy, could I testify on this live stream. I may or may not. Some of you will be like, oh, no, queen, don't do it. We're not going back into that mess again, are we? Let me tell you something. People are unpredictable. And that's what you need to tell yourself when you are dealing with people. You see people have all type of horror stories every day. I watch enough reality TV to make my head spin. As of late, I've been watching the craziest shit. And you watch these people and I'm telling you, you sit up and look and you tell yourself, I thought my life was boring or fucked up. No, it is not. These folks got me beat out here. You don't know people. You can live with a person 5 years, 10 years, and find out something about them heinous. You had no idea. Sleeping with a child molester. How many stories are we hearing about that? Women and men sleeping with people who are out here sleeping with children and baiting children and sending porn to children and asking kids to send them filthy pictures and shit. Because you don't know people. Somebody's got a wife. Somebody's got a baby. Somebody's got a kid. Somebody's got 12 kids. And you're like, damn, you got a kid. Well, I didn't know about that. That's my point. It's that you don't know people. Oh, glitters and gold. Well, glitters and gold, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, glitters? How about Queen was looking at her phone yesterday, and you know I keep my notifications on because naturally I'm here on YouTube. Perspective, don't you laugh. You all, you know y'all my babies, so I gotta share it with you guys. And I told myself I better probably quit sharing before I end up a damn YouTube story. Happen. Okay, so as most of you know, I've told you about Mr. Professional. I've told you about the games he was playing when I first met him. Yada, yada, yada. Queen finally found out the truth a few weeks ago, who he is, his name, birthday, where he works. Only thing I don't know is where he lives, which we now know I can find him because I now have his government name and I know where he works. I can just follow him home. But we're not going to do all that. I'm looking at my phone yesterday, looking at my notifications, and I get this notification from the date site that I'm still on. And as soon as I saw it, I said, I know motherfucking well who ain't sending no message he likes me, interested in me. Because, you know, a person can hit like the heart button, X button, whatever, on your profile. So obviously he must have hit the heart button or something, and it sends me a like, interested like. So I saw it in the notifications, and I said, Angela, don't open it. Don't open that nonsense. So I waited, opened it. Oh, he still has a profile up with a bunch of money on the countertop. And then under it has a new caption saying, yeah, I'm trying to get it the best I can. Money, whatever. So he's changed the caption. The gist of the story is that Queen blocked him 3 weeks ago on the date site when I found out the truth about him having, you know, his name, profession. He's got a baby. He's got a girlfriend, younger girlfriend. So I blocked him because I told myself, Angela, the only way you're going to free yourself from this goon is if you block him everywhere. So you block him from the phone, block him from the date site. This will give you the freedom to move on. Don't be tempted to call him, not to, you know, keep texting and going off on him. You need to have closure. You said what you had to say. He's still playing these fucking games. He's still trying to ignore you. Even after you were trying to talk to him about the issue, when you called him and you confronted him, he acted like it was no big deal. Just block his ass and move on. So here comes the notification yesterday. Tony Bowers is interested in you. So now he's gone back from Tony B to Tony Bowers. So this is what's so funny to me and quite pathetic. You've been caught red-handed as a liar, as a catfisher. I now know who you are. I know how to find you. And yet you're still on the date site using this fake-ass name. Got a profile picture of a bunch of $100 bills on a countertop, neatly stacked in stacks. You changed your message on the profile. You're trying to get the money the best you can, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the audacity to send Queen an interested notification, but I blocked you. So I know a lot of you are sitting here listening to this saying, well, Queen, how was he able to message you on the date site or send the like, hit the like button on you if you blocked him? Well, let me tell you what he did. He went out of the site and logged out. He logged out once he realized he couldn't find me. He couldn't see my picture. He couldn't see my profile. He couldn't respond to my profile. Because when you block a person, if you try typing a message and then you press the send button, it's going to tell you this profile is no longer available. So what he said was, okay, I believe she's blocked me. So he went right and re-logged back in, which puts you, it reboots you to where you get a new profile. You can put a new profile up, picture, you know, whatever, however you want to do it. And then that unblocks you once you log yourself out and log yourself back in. That's what he did. He logged out and logged back in. And then when he logged back in, he can see my profile. So he definitely went in looking. Let me see if I see her now. Voila, there she is. He probably saw my birthday pictures because, you know, I posted my pictures of me at the hotel and everything. You know, that was my birthday gift to myself. I went downtown to the Embassy Suites and treated myself to a nice, you know, nice drink or two and had an okay time. And I'm sure he saw all of that. Oh, look at her. She had a birthday. And then naturally, you know, his birthday was last Sunday. His birthday was the 2nd of February. So, you know, naturally, Queen has learned all this from his Facebook profile because now I have his government name. So I can just go to his Facebook. I can go to the girlfriend's Facebook and I could just look at these two idiots. And one thing I'm seeing, or shall I say not seeing, they don't have any pictures together where they're hugging their newborn baby. Don't you find that strange? So you're still trying to reach out to the Queen after the Queen has put you on blast in YouTube videos. I've put his ass on blast over on the Newsbreak app. And also, he's on blast on another platform where I have his whole government name because I didn't give a fuck at that point. I was pissed off. Now, one person comes in the chat and say, well, Queen, you need to be careful because anything could happen, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm not leaning on the fact that he's going to hurt me because I feel like I'm a child of God and I'm highly. I put his ass on blast so somebody else would be aware of him. They would know to be aware, because for all we know, he might be out here doing more than just catfishing and trying to get a piece of ass. He might be out here trying to swindle somebody after fucking money, because this is the same person that said they're a financial planner. So, you have to use common sense. If he's using that ruse, for all you know, he might get a hold of a woman that's got some money. It might be out here swindling her and other people, men too. So you don't know, because when you're dealing with a liar, you don't know who you're dealing with. Okay? I was thinking about that hours ago. All the lies he told, like Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm in Texas visiting my father. Oh, October, when I went to the bar to watch the UT game. What did he say? Oh, I'm just coming in from Texas on an airplane. This Negro didn't come in on a motherfucking airplane. He was right up the street somewhere working at the damn car dealer because he had the damn jacket on. That's what threw me off that night. My spirit told me then, he's not being truthful with you about what he does for a living. That's how I put two and two together weeks ago. I'd already thought he was lying about his profession because the person who was at the table with me asked him about the jacket. And he don't think I heard their conversation. Okay? So that night he flew in from Texas that afternoon. Then Thanksgiving, you flew in from Texas. Then remember back in October, whenever I wanted to go out, September, October, he turned me down on a Wednesday night saying he had to fly to Florida because somebody had to sign some documents, a will or something. Oh, that's a lie. All lies. And my thing is, you have lied to me about your name, your age, your occupation. So if you will lie about the most mundane things about yourself, you will lie about flying to Florida, flying to Texas, what you did last night, what you got to do tonight, all the bullshit about the sleep study. Remember when he went off about that 2 months ago? Oh, you act like you trying to run me and control me, blah, blah, blah. I have a right to do things that I want to do on the weekend. No, you're not doing shit on the weekend. You got a whole woman and a kid. That's your weekend. You're not playing golf because it's too cold to play golf. And that's one thing he's told the truth about. He does like to play golf. So that's probably the only thing he's told the fucking truth about. He likes to play golf. We've seen that on the Facebook page. He is a golfer. But all this sleep study shit, I gotta get sleep, I gotta be in pure darkness, I get horrible headaches, that's probably a lie. That's probably just a way to keep you from calling and texting, to make up shit. Oh yeah, I get real bad headaches, sorry I couldn't answer the phone, blah, blah, blah. He is sick. And let me tell you something. When you're dealing with a person that's a pathological liar, you always have to tell yourself the obvious. How far are they willing to keep the secret? Okay? How far are they willing to go to hide who they are? Because this is when you start crossing over into what I call fraud and also homicide. Because if you don't want somebody to really know who you are, you might do anything to protect that, okay? Now, although when we first met, he let me know he know 2 people that I know of. So in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking now that I know everything about him or a little bit more about him, why even mention that you knew these people? Because who's to say I didn't go up to them and describe you, showed your picture, and then they say, oh, his name ain't Tony. His name is Sean. This is how stupid this Negro is. And then here's the topper. Last week I found out he's a swinger. Allegedly. I joined a secret group here in Knoxville where you can post a person's picture in the group and ask people, do you know about this person? Have you heard about this person? And I got feedback. I got 3 people to feedback on Mr. Tony Bowers, who is now Sean. One woman said they matched. One woman said he gave me bad vibes. And another anonymous person said he's in the swinger community. So I'm assuming the person that was anonymous that said he's in the swinger community, she's probably somebody who probably swings herself. Because how would she know he's in the swinging community? That means she's either met him, hooked up with him, had sex with him, or she's also a swinger that's had sex with him. Or met him in a swinging type situation. Either way, it's too much chicken for the soup. This is what I'm saying. You don't know people. You can learn a person's name, birthday, social security number, meet their mom, dad, cousin, sister, brother, kids. Don't know them. You can say, I know of some ways they've distributed to me in dealing with them, but you don't truly know the mindset of people. Because let me be perfectly honest, and we're all adults here in this chat, hopefully. We all have secrets. We all have vices. We all have shortcomings. Do you actually go out here and tell people how you really feel about them? I want you all to think about what I'm saying to you. Do you actually tell people you deal with on a daily basis how you feel about them? I'll wait. No, you don't. Do you really tell people that there are times you like to punch them in their motherfucking face? Push them down a flight of fucking stairs. Do you see where I'm going with this? You really don't like them, but you're dealing with them for some other crazy ass reason, such as we know the same people. We're related. I like your relative or your brother, your sister, or cousin, but I just ain't at the point or the guts to cut your ass off because I don't want no problems with them, and I don't want them ragging me about why I don't deal with your ass. Hello? And people don't tell you everything about them. And I'm the type of person, when I'm in my feelings about certain things, I don't tell people how I feel because I feel like there's no need. Certain people I will say something to, such as if it's a man, I like the man, I'm interested in him. Yeah, I'll tell him how I feel, or I don't like what you did or what you said. But when it comes to like dealing with women and other type of men that are just passing by, I don't feel like I need to owe them. I'm not going to tell you shit. Because one, I don't like confrontation. And I know that when you tell people something about themselves and it's negative, you should have common sense to know you are probably not going to get positive feedback. And next thing you know, you're now arguing with a human being about how you think they treated you. And that's the one thing Queen is not about to do. I'm not getting ready to argue with your black ass about how you treated me or how I perceive you to have treated me. I'm not getting ready to do that. And I don't do it with women. That's out. Okay, you don't even know me from a can of paint. Once again, coming in the chat, don't even know what we're talking about. Anyway, the point is, you don't know folks. People will tell you anything, and that's just the way it is. And you know, you deal with people on a daily basis. You don't tell them everything that's going on in your life. Some you may, some you may not. Some of you may confide certain things. But the one thing I've learned as of late in dealing with all this crazy ass nonsense with people personally I know, and I don't really deal with a lot of people, but I've learned, keep certain things to yourself. You need to keep certain things to yourself. Now, as I said with dealing with the date site, I get it. You don't want to tell a person every personal thing about you because you don't know who the hell you're dealing with. And we do have some psychos out here. So you do need to be careful in giving all your personal information out. You know, where you work, you know, personal things going on in your life. You really don't need to be telling people a lot of crazy shit like your family dynamic or, hey, I had a fight with my son yesterday. I will leave all that out in meeting a person, you know, through phone conversation or having lunch or dinner. Learn things about this person. And if need be, hey, ask for their ID. Hey, can I see your ID? You know, especially if, you know, it's 2 or 3 days, you think you're their ID, their identification. You need to make sure they're the person they're saying they are. I never asked Mr. Professional for his ID. Would have gone. Now that we know the truth. He would have said, oh, I left it in the car. I didn't bring anything in here but my car keys. And even if he had his ID on him, he wasn't about to pull it out. If I asked, hey, let me see your driver's license. Because it definitely was not going to say Tony Bowers unless he's around with a fake damn ID. But the point is, you don't know people. And it don't matter where you meet them. Because a lot of people love going on and on about social media, meeting people on social media. Social media is just an easier way to connect to people for whatever reason. Whether you're a scammer, schemer, you looking for friends, you're looking for a hookup, whatever the hell you own, these people are out here navigating regardless. So if there was no social media, Facebook, IG, if they are a crook, all they want is sex, all they want to do is scam, they're going to do that anyway. They're going to do that anyway. Because I get so sick and tired of people saying that. Oh my God, I wouldn't talk to nobody on social media. I tell people all the time, you're not even being genuine yourself when you say that. You talk to people every day on social media. You're commenting on people posts. You're commenting on Facebook friends' posts that you really don't know a fucking thing about them. Y'all met somewhere and they said, hey, you on Facebook? And you said, yeah, or you asked them and you all exchanged Facebook requests. But do you know them? Hell no, you don't know them. I can honestly say that most of the people that I'm Facebook friends with, I don't know them from a can of paint, no more than we met somewhere and one of us asked the other one if they're on Facebook and we send each other Facebook requests. But do I know them personally? They're in and out about their life, their livelihood, where they come from, their personal problems? Hell no, because I'm not talking to them every day and I'm not around them every day. The only thing I know is what they post on Facebook or what I hear about them in the street. Knowing people is dealing with them. And even when you deal with people, you still don't know them. And I think you know this from, look, watching YouTube. Hello. Everybody could spin a story on, hey, I was deceived. Hey, somebody lied to me. Hey, somebody lied on me. Hey, somebody set me up. Hey, somebody robbed me, stole from me. Hey, somebody violated me. Everybody got a story. It's just a matter if you believe it or not. Because in the end, what do I always talk about? Perception. Everything's about perception. What I perceive, you don't perceive. As for Mr. Professional, Sean, I don't know what the hell his problem is. I don't know what he's up to or what he's trying to be up to, but I know he's predictable. That's one thing I know about him, aka Tony Bowers. He's predictable. He's going to do just what I expect him to do and what he thinks I'll allow him to do. That I know about him. He logged out of that date site and logged back in so he could see my profile, see what I'm doing, and eventually send me a bullshit heart, a bullshit rose, and then he'll wait to see if I respond, and then he'll send some cockamamie message. I'm so sorry for what I did, blah, 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 and wait to see if I respond. And then the cycle start all over again if I respond. Chit chat for all of one day. And then next thing you know, he won't respond back. He'll take his time in responding, take his time in calling back. It'll be the same bullshit that it's always been. And I fought myself because when I saw the signs in the beginning, when I first met him, you know, with the phone tagging and stuff, I told him, this isn't really for me. You obviously looking for somebody you just want to talk to periodically or text. That's not my thing. I'm not into texting. I'm not into any of that. I'm too old for that. And he always had an excuse. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was just busy, or I was asleep, or I was tired. I had to walk the dog, or I got a headache. It's always something. It's like talking to a fucking woman. Always got a damn excuse. And I knew better then. I didn't know what he was hiding, but I knew he was hiding something. And then there was one point when I thought, well, maybe he don't have a woman, because, you know, there's times I talk to him and I could hear, you know, his voice echoing where it sounded like, you know, he was in an apartment or a house. So I thought, well, if he's in a house or an apartment, I know he ain't stupid enough to be talking to me on the phone and the is there. And then we learned she has a toddler and she would have been pregnant at that time. So, you know, kids make noise. Kids, you know, they bang around. They got cartoons playing. It was always quiet when we talked, when it sounded like he was at home. And, you know, that wasn't often, but at least, you know, 2 occasions when he was going to come see me, he talked freely. He didn't sound like he was whispering or anything. So I don't know what the hell was going on. You know, it's water under the bridge at this point, but that's the latest on Sean, Mr. Professional. It is what it is. Oh, Glitter says he's a womanizer. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, he's got a. And it's no telling how many women he's dated in the community, how many women he's lied to, saying he's Tony or Robert or John. Ain't no telling how many names this Negro been used. Ain't no telling how many different women he's been with. Because one of the women on the site, I believe 2 of the women were white that responded about who he matching with him and not vibing with him. So, there you have it. Now, they didn't say they was on the same site that I'm on, date site, but they've had some type of contact with him. So that leads me to believe, that's why he's on the site, is to pick up women and see who he can finesse, and God knows what else he's up to. Because like I said, for all I know, he might be trying to, get into these women pocketbooks, try to get in a woman's pocketbook. I let him know, I ain't got nothing to give you. So I've made that clear. So if that's what you after, you definitely got the wrong female. I don't have any money to give you. But if a person is trying to scam you for that reason, hey, try. And it's the same thing with trying to hook up with you. They don't know until they try. It's all the same. Your time, your money, your kitty cat, it's all the same. I ain't gonna know until I try. No different than trying to, pursue a man. You don't know until he takes the bait. He text, you meet up, you go out to eat, whatever it is you're trying to get from him. It is what it is. But sadly, we're in a world where people cannot be truthful about anything. They can't tell the truth about anything. They can't even be authentic enough to just say, hey, my name is Sean, and I work for this place in this line of work. You don't have to tell me exactly where you work, but you could just say, hey, I'm an accountant, or I work with monies in a company. You know how to finesse it to say, give me an example of what you do for a living without exactly telling me, where you work. Because like I said, when you first meet people, you do need to be reserved and giving out too much personal information. I totally respect that. But just a whole bold-faced ass lie about I'm a financial planner. Negro, I know where you work, and I know when you get off from work. And I know that what you do, you don't have time to be no fucking financial planner. When do you have time to work with people doing what you do? You on a job 8, 9, 10 hours, and then you go home to literally walk a dog. You got to get you something to eat. God forbid you got this little cutie pie with a toddler, and then her belly was full at the time. What you got time for messing with people, estates and wills? See, he's trying to make himself be something more than what he is. So obviously he's not proud of who he is. He's not content with who he is. He's not content with his job title. The profession he chose. Is something going on. Because why you got to lie and say you're a financial planner? You could meet a woman right now and just say, hi, my name is Sean. I work at a car dealer. You don't have to tell me your last name. You don't have to tell me the car dealer where you work. If I ask and say, well, which car dealer? You could just say, well, I prefer not to say. But I'm in that area. Because I say when I meet a person, if I meet them online, I'll just say I'm in this line of work, and I say I live in the area. You don't need to know what side of town I live on. Because see, once you tell a person what side of town you on, next thing you know, here comes, well, what are you near? What street are you near? What street are you off? Well, now you give a street and you get a side of town you on. How long do you think it'll be before they find out where the hell you live? You do need to be careful in giving information. And that's all he had to do. He's good with wording things. He's a good finesser. You can believe that. He's a good finesser and a good gaslighter. So he should know how to talk without giving all his information out. And really, he should have just been honest. Hey, I'm not looking for a relationship. I got a little cutie that lives with me, or I take care of her and her kids. She's pregnant. Woo woo. I got a baby on the way. Just had a baby. Whatever. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for anything serious. Because, that's what he ended up raising his voice on the phone when we last talked. So I got him riled up. And that's rare for him. He rarely raises his voice. He never raises his voice to me. Never talk crazy. He's a gaslighter. But he's never used, call me out my name or did any of that. But he admitted in that phone call, that brief phone call, I didn't want anything emotional. And I thought, Negro, You've been lying on and off for 5 months. Are you serious? You don't want anything emotional. Well, you should have said that when you first met me. When we first video chatted, that's what you should have said. Hey, I'm only on the site to talk, have dinner, lunch, no dinner, no lunch. I'm just wanting a little fun. I like to swing. I like to do this. That's all you have to do is keep it real. And then you wait for my response. But instead of that, you want to dig a person around with all this texting, and 1 minute you're on the phone talking, then the next minute you can't call back, and then, hey, I'll call you at 6:30, 7, then you don't call back. See, I'm not with all that because we're too old for that. I'm 54 years of age. I don't have time for all that nonsense. And I told him that when I first met him. If you don't have the time to get to know me or to talk, just let me know. Shit, I keep it moving. He kept on. No, it's just a misunderstanding. No, just a misunderstanding. You all remember that. If you go back and watch my early videos, I told him day one, when I realized he couldn't call back or couldn't answer, I told him, I said, well, I don't think you're interested, and that's cool. It was nice talking to you. And next thing you know, no, oh, no, Miss Lady, ain't nothing like that. It's just I'll be real busy, and I'm tired when I get home, and I got the dog, I got the monkey, the cat. You know, it was always something. But he wanted me to hold on. And I was adamant, hey, I'm going off your vibe. You're not vibing with Queen. You know, you talk nice and everything, but you don't have the time to do anything. You don't have time to talk. So I'm not trying to hold you up, and I don't want you wasting my time. So, but he would never end it. Never end it. It would always be, no, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. So I heard that shit on and off for 5 months. And like I told everybody, there would be weeks that would go by. Mr. Tony and I would not even hold a conversation. We didn't talk. We didn't text. We didn't visit. We didn't video chat. We didn't do none of that. So we really didn't have a courtship. It's just that I had an attraction towards him. And, you know, at some point I thought he might be attracted to me, but I realized he didn't want anything. Because, you know, you can be attracted to a person, but that don't mean you want to be with them. And I think that's what it was. I was just somebody he met. I became a champ, and he wasn't used to my type of personality. And that probably is what turned him on and what kept him wanting to hang on. But he still was playing a game nonetheless. Because let's be truthful. When you think about how men navigate, at some point a man is going to say, well, I think she wants more. She's wanting a date. She's wanting to go out. I'm not really trying to offer her anything. Let me go on and move on. That's what I found strange about him, is that I could see, you know, he didn't want to try to get to know me in that way to where it could go somewhere. So I never could understand why he kept trying to be around. That's what I didn't understand. Because at some point, a guy's going to say, well, I don't want a relationship. I'm not trying to meet and greet for a relationship. I ain't trying to talk to you for it to go to that degree. I'm just here to have fun. A lot of men these days, they just tell you out the gate, hey, I just want to hook up. Hey, I'm just wanting a little sex. Hey, I'll take you to eat, take you to dinner, but I don't want no, I ain't trying to be locked in. He didn't even have, I got a girlfriend. I got to expect that baby mama. He could have kept it real. And then I could have decided if I wanted to deal with him. And I told him that. You didn't give me the opportunity to just say anything, because you was lying the whole fucking time. You didn't have to lie. As somebody used to tell me, you ain't got to lie. You ain't got to lie. Shit, keep it real. So he on there still using a profile with no picture, but a countertop full of money, probably something he done stole off of some AI generated Google search, and still using that same fake ass name. I was stunned. I was like, this black man know he's something else with himself. He got the nerve to send me a like and still using his fake ass profile. That shit is crazy as hell. One thing I can say, he's determined. He ain't got no empathy in him. He's just a cold motherfucker. He ain't nothing but a stuffed bird. That's it. He is. He's a stuffed bird. He ain't got nothing inside of him. This, you know what he is? I don't want to make some of you laugh because I'm older than probably some of you. When I was a little girl growing up in Chicago, you know, I will admit I had the best Christmases because my mama, she would basically buy me anything that I wanted with the help of my father and her other mates, my brother and sister's father. Honey, my mama bought me this Flip Wilson doll. So it was a cotton doll that had Flip Wilson on one side and Geraldine on the other side. And then it had a string. So it would say, you know, funny sayings that Flip Wilson or Geraldine would say. That's what I think of with Tony, a.k.a. Sean, a.k.a. Tony Bowers. When I think of Sean, Mr. Professional, Mr. Liar, Mr. Psycho, Mr. Love Fraud, I think of that fucking Flip Wilson doll where you pull the string and something stupid comes out that doll. That's what I think of. That's what I've been playing with on and off for 5 months. A Flip Wilson doll stuffed with cotton. And that's that. And that's that. He ain't nothing but a puppet. Puppet on a string. And my thing is, in the end, you got to stand account for your ways. So you out here using people, manipulating, conning, confidence gain. You should know that things can go terribly wrong. You hurt somebody, they can find you, get somebody to find you. They could pump one in you. And that's what we all have to think about when we're out here navigating, playing games with people and knowing we're not serious about them. We know we don't want nothing from them. You need to just be upfront. You know, play your cards right and just tell the fucking truth. You meet somebody you don't want nothing from, just let them know. I'm not really in this trying to get no girlfriend, no husband, no wife, no boyfriend. Just tell them. And then it's up to them if they want to ride the ride with you. You know, this ride is going nowhere. And I think men should do that. Women too. You know, you're not interested in a man and he said he wanted to take you out and do things. You need to let that be known first time you go out and you realize, I ain't really interested. If you're just going out to get free food, you know, naturally you can't tell a man that, of course. Well, yeah, I go out with you to get your free food, but I don't like you like that. Well, you know, probably he'll cuss your ass out. But you should know that every time you go with him, at some point he's going to be expecting something. It don't necessarily have to be sex, but he's going to be expecting something. He going to want to touch. He going to want to say, well, can you come to my place or I come to your place? Well, you already know you're not interested in him. Then ain't no need of you telling him, yeah, you can come to my place. You know you don't like him like that. And then he might get jazzy and say, well, I just bought you some food. And then you be like, well, I'm not fucking you because you bought me a meal. You understand? We keeping it real. But you do have some men that navigate like that. They feel like anything they buy or spend, they want some kitty cat afterwards. But I gotta tell a man in a quick minute, you can't think because you bought me a drink or you bought me some food, I'm getting ready to go have sex with you because you bought a plate of chicken wings or pasta. Come on now. Now get your mind right. But a lot of men navigate like that. They think if they spend any money on a woman, she is supposed to give him sex. You know, you have some guys out there, you know, they're gentlemen. They don't rock like that, but a lot of men, that's all they think about is sex. They so sex. All they want to do is have sex. But that's the latest, everybody. So this live stream has been about Wendy Williams and Megan Boswell. But we branched off and talked about some other topics. Brian Kohlberger, this Kansas City reporter that was found dead down in New Orleans right before the Super Bowl. He was met a black woman who allegedly drugged him. They think he possibly was drugged and he died. Don't really know. She's done this before. 2 other men have come forward to say that she drugged and robbed them. So I don't know if this is what she did with this Mr. Manzano character, but he is now deceased and she's in jail and they're waiting on an autopsy to see what he died over. So, you know, there you have it. Godfrey, please. And then Brian Korberger, they said they found some new DNA in the house and blood, but don't know who it belongs to. It wasn't sent to CODIS. Yada, that's that subject. And then Glitters came in talking about Mr. Professional. And so I went ahead and shared that he sent a like to the Queen on the date site, which I already know is a bunch of bullshit. He don't want nothing. He don't want a damn thing. That's the latest, everybody. I'm almost 2 hours into this live stream. I probably won't hold you all much longer, so I need to get some rest. Queen's sleep schedule is hideous at the moment. I'm all off, and I know it's eventually messing with my metabolism. It's just ridiculous. But Megan Boswell, before I check out of here, 12 members of the jury are out at the current moment deliberating her fate. Take the polls on my community page that I put up a few hours ago pertaining to she and Wendy Williams. Other breaking news. This past week, I've talked about a lot of subject matters. Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West. Kanye West has been removed from Shopify, and X, Mr. Elon Musk, has removed him. He's got to pay for that kid for 18 years. Well, Godfrey, that's his choice. You know, I told myself, you know, years ago when I first got on the date site, my friend, she had said to me about navigating through profiles. She said, now you got to remember that's 18. It's now 25. So we're now coming up 7 years. 7 years this spring, summer, I got on the date site for the first time. So that was a very good question, because sometimes you do need to assess what it is you want. What is it that you're looking for? Because a lot of times we attract what we really don't want and what we don't need. You just ride the ride, but it ain't no good ride. And I don't want to be somebody's mother. I'm not trying to be nobody's stepmother. I do not want to be with any kids. You said that's wrong for him to do you like that, though. Yeah, we know that, baby. We already know what we should and shouldn't be doing. But this is the real world. We are just savages out here. We're beasts. As I said before, we have all done some fuckery, connery. Nobody has to admit their flaws because it's nobody's business. But you do need to try to be honest with the people that you deal with, the best that you can. And as I said, if you know you're going to be on some fuck shit, just keep it real. You say, hey, I want some money. Instead of you digging in their purse and stealing their money, just tell them, I need $200. Hey, then you wait for their response. But you know, if you go dig in the wallet, dig in their personal belongings without their permission, that shit can go terribly wrong. You may not be able to get out the room. You may not be able to get out the car. Now you're fighting for your life because you done stole something from somebody, you know. And just like this lady down in Louisiana, she got a whole dead man on her name now. And she better pray in his damn system. Now, if it's fentanyl, cocaine, she can say, well, he wanted me to go get some drugs and I went and got it. But depending on the laws in Louisiana, she still can be charged with murder. I know in this state, you can be charged with murder. Even if I went and got the cocaine and gave it to you, or I had the cocaine and we were sharing it, I still for murder because you died. So, you know, that's a Tennessee law. So, you know, I don't know what he took, didn't take. I don't know if she went out and procured drugs for him. I don't really know. But right now there are 2 allegations against her that she drugged and robbed 2 men. So that don't look good in her favor. And now she got a whole dead man on her name from this hotel in Kenner, Louisiana. So, you know, it is what it is. But it's the world we live in. You know, as I keep saying, you don't know people. You know, people just aren't going to be totally honest with you about certain things. This is just the way the world is. You can't expect people to be honest with you. If you expect the people to be honest with you, you live in a bubble. Because a lot of people, they are just not cut to tell the truth. And Sean just ain't cut. He ain't got it in him. He ain't got it in him. Prison is bad. Goddard, please. Goddard, I'm sure this girl has been in jail most of her life. She's 48 years old. She's old enough to be his mama. Hell, he was 27. I found that strange. I said, damn, he didn't got him an old ass woman. He must didn't know she was as old as she was. He might have looked at her and said she looked a little bit older than me. But when you see her made up, she is 48 years old. You see her without that damn wig on, she look a hot damn mess. They got her mug shot with the net on. I thought I was going to scream. I said, ooh, they took the wig off for the mug shot. Shut your mouth. She look a hot damn mess. She look a hot damn mess. Well, Doctor, did you hear the good news about Mr. Professional? You didn't come in. I don't know if you were listening or not. I hear he's a swinger. That's what was told to me last week in this private group I joined. I said, oh, I hear you. He's just a nasty old black man. He just swinging the dick. Excuse my language. He's swinging the ding dong everywhere. Well, hey, I guess he wants some more children. He having sex with women that hopefully he having sex with women that can't conceive, because obviously he don't care. Yeah, he real beast. Hey, let me tell you something. He don't want to fuck around with Queen, because I heard his. He sent me a message on that date site. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, baby, this ain't no swingers club, and I ain't gonna say another word. I know how to take a jab. I know how to take a jab. He want to fuck with me? Oh, I give you something, honey. I give you the business. You know me. I say, how's that swinging swingers life working for you? And put ... How about that? And let it. Don't fuck with Queen. Don't fuck with Queen. See, that's why I say he's a dirty motherfucker, because he likes to play fucking games. Because he, like I say, he done went and logged out that damn date site and then relogged himself back in. So now he can see my profile, because I had him blocked a few weeks ago when all this shit went down. So why are you fucking with me? Because I'm not bothering you. I don't call you. I don't message you. I don't text you. I didn't go to your job, but I did put your ass on blast on this platform, because this is my shit. I built this from the ground up. And if I want to warn people about a scammer, I have that right. And if I want to put it out there, he's a scammer, I still feel like I have it right. He don't have to like it. But see, that's the repercussions for you being out here doing dirt to people. Because for all we know, like I said, he's probably done some other horrible things to women that we don't know anything about. That's the reason why I put his name on blast. And I still ain't put his whole government name on his YouTube channel, which I'm not going to do. That's why I said, I know he knows I've put his name out there. So why are you sending likes and shit on the date site? For what? Get your ass on. Yeah, ding dong. Y'all know Queen old school. Cut it out. Look at New York. Ain't it beautiful? Is that New York? Brooklyn Bridge? That's what I'm talking about, baby. Well, see, and that's exactly the problem. But he don't think he's a problem. You over here on a date site, using and manipulating women, lying about who you are, your profession, age, blah, blah, blah. Then you got a whole woman with a kid. You lying to her. She also has a toddler. So what type of example are you setting for your child that was just born? Your ass is old. You just turned 54 on Sunday. So you're the same age as Queen, and you on a date site. They now say you in a swinging community. You got a young woman, 25, 26 years of age, that's dumb as a doorknob with 2 fucking kids. And if she relying on you to take care of her, she a motherfucking fool. Because let me tell you something. You dealing with a man like this that's out here swinging his penis everywhere, he liable to get fucked up somewhere, and you're going to be sitting there waiting for him to come home, and he ain't going to come home because his ass going to be in the damn street somewhere dead. That little girl better wake up. She better get her damn mind right. And everything she posts on Facebook is animated memes and memes about, I love books. She's a weirdo. She's definitely not mature for her age. But that's her problem. I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't got nothing to do with it. It's not my problem. I got my own damn problems. I'm trying to stay above ground. So Sean and his girlfriend and her baby and the toddler, they got all of that. That's all I'm gonna say. He probably bored. That's why he sending the likes. He miss fucking around with Queen and talking and texting and pretending to be Bill Gates, black version of Bill Gates. That's what he missed. He missed the conversations. He missed pretending that he's fucking Kanye West. He wants to be important. He wants to be relevant. He might need to go talk to Kendrick Lamar and Drake. They got this everlasting beef going on. Maybe he needs to go talk to them. I ain't got nothing to say. Because it's just like what I said. The average man would have been moved on knowing, hey, I don't want nothing from her. I can't offer nothing. What I do want from her, let's be truthful, you can get sex anywhere. He can get sex anywhere, that's obvious. You got all these pretty women on the date site that's probably looking to fucking screw too. So he knows that. And then if he out here in the swinging community, well, that's what the swinging community is for. It's free sex. So why are you bothering Queen? What the fuck do you want from me? Because we have not physically seen each other since October. So I'm trying to figure out what is it that you want from me? You just want somebody to sit here and talk crazy to you in a text message, cuss your ass out. See, he might get turned on by that. He may actually get turned on by me cussing his ass out. But that lets you know he's sick. Because if that's what turns you on, you need to see a therapist. Dang, does he take that little blue pill? All that ding swinging. Yeah, she's dumb. He likes them like that. Exactly, Godric. And that's what I'm saying. He probably saw her, probably met on a date site too. Let him tell it. He may believe that because she's from up here. He probably met on a date site, came up here, applied for a job, moved up here, started dating her, whatever the hell they had going on. And then he got bored because you have to use common sense. Any man who is not accustomed to being in a relationship and a commitment also is swinging for a living. You do not care for a commitment. But you can't fix your face to say, oh, I love my wife, I love my husband, but I also like to get a little dick on the side and a little kitty cat on the side. You ain't gonna come to me talking about you love me, but then you gonna say, but I like a little strange every now and again. Okay, well, I tell you what, you like a little strange, then you carry your black ass out there and you get you some strange and you stay your ass out there. What do you want with me? You're not getting ready to come lay up with me and you up here picking up strange people and you fucking men in a room and women in a room, and then I'm supposed to believe you and a man screwing a woman and you're gonna tell me, well, I ain't gay, but we take turns. Oh, hell no. Oh, well, he just watches, some old P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs shit. Or he just sits in the corner and puts the camera on us. See, anybody got time for all that old freaky deaky shit. Because next thing you know, you look up your asses on a motherfucking porn video, and next thing you know, somebody come back and tell you, oh, girl, I just wanted to tell you, I saw you in a porn video. What you say? Yeah, you on a porn site. Oh, no. See, this is what I'm saying. How far off into the deep of the ocean this shit can go. And I'm not trying to find her. This is how people end up in the cemetery. This is how people end up in the motherfucking clinic having to take HIV medicine. I say this over and over. You don't know people. No way in my right mind did I ever think he had a young woman. He had a baby. And now a rumor he swings. You think I thought all of this when I met him? And even when I knew that he was lying about something, I never thought about all of that. So hell no. Definitely don't know him. Godric said, yeah, that's weird. I don't want no audience. For what? Because that's the last thing you want out there is a sex tape of yourself. Now, some people might be down with that type of behavior. That's your choice. Queen ain't into none of that. But I don't need people in the street talking about what they saw me doing. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. There's no telling what he's into. Because to me, when you joining swinging clubs and shit, that tells me you can't be satisfied sexually. And that's dangerous. Even if you're not in a swinging community and you just like picking up strange women, it's in the people's homes, you don't know them. God forbid you're not using no condom. It's just common sense. It's just a dangerous situation. As you see with this man who's now dead, they found dead down in Louisiana. He picked up a strange woman out on Bourbon Street or wherever, took her back to Kenner, Louisiana, sits right outside of New Orleans suburb, and now he's dead. Because you don't know people. And that's what's going to fuck around. He's stupid. That's just like, I make him a drink. You don't know what I put in that drink. Your back is turned and a woman makes you a drink and bring you the drink back. And then you might sip 2, 3 sips, lay back on a pillow and carry your black ass to sleep and don't wake up for hours. And God forbid you brought your wallet, a woman go through your wallet, take all your money, woo, woo, woo. Then you wake up. That's a dodo bird. Then you can get with a person that might say, well, let's see what type of car he's driving. Go out in the parking lot, hit the key fob, his car, beep, beep, beep. You might call somebody if you're there with that type of crowd. Hey, I got old boy a car, woo, woo. You don't know if she knows somebody that work in a chop shop, anything. That's why I say he's a fool. So he should know the game, that people are dangerous. So maybe he moved up here thinking the women are green up here. Well, he gonna fuck around and find out. And I told him that about 2 so after Thanksgiving, because I cussed his black ass out. I said, let me tell you something. You must think we're country bunkins up here. Well, we're not. I said, we done sent many motherfuckers back in body bags. Oh, I was gutter ratchet that night. I cussed his ass out. I said, you gonna keep fucking around, you gonna meet the right fucking woman, and your ass gonna end up at the house. Then got the nerve to say that day we talked, oh, she just moved in with me when she had the baby. So I thought, well, maybe that's the reason why I wasn't seeing him, because he had moved in with her, and naturally he couldn't just, leave the house, go stay gone for an hour or 2. She might wonder where he's at. But he's good at lying. Hell, just tell her you went to him. Oh, remember that incident where he said he had got a headache? Oh, no, he had felt like he was having a heart attack. He went to the hospital. I remember I called all the hospitals. Well, you ain't gonna know now because he had an alias. Same what he using now on the damn date site. And then he gonna tell me, oh, I went to the one off of such and such street. And I Googled the place. And I know I had been over to that place because I used to work for a transportation company. And I said, I know exactly where that fucking place is. I said, that's a gym over there. You went to the gym? No, they've got a doctor on call. I said, I don't believe you. I believe you're a fucking liar. That's what I said. I said, I believe you're a fucking liar. And now that we know he is a liar. So that night when he said he went to the hospital to get checked and it was just heartburn, that all probably is a lie too. The man just lies. That, to me, that's just, how can you even look at a person that you now know has lied about every fucking thing? You haven't even told the truth about your fucking name. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I hear you, Doctor. You lied about every fucking thing. Financial planner. Talking about he flying to Florida to get somebody to sign a will that's elderly, that's in the hospital. I mean, he put it on. Do you hear me? He slapped that peanut butter on that bread, baby. Just lie. And I was thinking about all that yesterday. All that came rushing back to me yesterday. I said, Queen, Think about all the fucking lies this black man done told you, and none of that shit was real. None of it. You know it wasn't real because when you heard it, it sounded far-fetched to you. And I even confronted him then about the trip to Florida. I said, how you conveniently got to go fly to Florida because I asked you, do you want to go out with me? Night. I said, now all of a sudden you got to fly to Florida. I said, come on, dude, really? And I told him the next day, I said, that shit don't even sound real, what you're saying. I said, I checked the airlines. Wasn't no flights going out to no Boca Raton or woo. He talking about, he tried to, once again, dance around the subject. And then he went on and used, I used a private airliner, blah, blah, blah. And I Googled that airliner. And yeah, it's a company that flies people privately to certain destinations in the United States. But I think he already has that on speed dial to bring up. Because see, when you start lying, you already know what you're going to tell people when they come and say, well, I heard this, I found out this. He's already got an answer to reply because that's all he do is lie. So as soon as I said, I called the airlines, different airlines, and there was no flight going out to Boca Raton / Fort Lauderdale. First thing he says, oh, well, I took a private jet company. Oh my goodness. It's like watching some shit off of TV. Damn. Look, somebody, he probably don't even check before he tells the lie. Check what? Ain't nothing to check. When you start lying, it's like putting on shoes, putting on a jacket, putting on your shirt. It's a part of you. Brushing your teeth. You look in the mirror, okay, got the lies ready. Check, check, check. Swab his bald-headed ass head down with a bunch of Vaseline, and he out the door, ready to spend some lies. He probably be at work lying. And I'm telling what lies he tell on his job. See, that's what I'm trying to explain to people. This man work with people, finances. He sells cars for a living, a luxury car dealer here in Knoxville. So common sense will tell you these cars are very expensive where he works. So you already know. Ain't no telling what he doing, access to people's social security numbers, all that. This motherfucker probably ain't no telling who he been swindling and probably got fake IDs, fake credit cards. I won't doubt it. Because he got your personal information. That's why I put his name out there, because I say somebody needs to know this motherfucker because they don't tell him what this bitch been doing with his dirty ass. All I can say is he can fuck around and find out. He gonna end up on the low end of the stick, and he gonna wish he was fucking dead. He's just sad. I don't care what nobody say. Nothing worse than a liar. Fuck that. But I'm good. I got my health. I got my brains. I'm barely scooting around, so that's how I look at my life right now. I don't have the most exuberant life, but I ain't downtrodden. So I'm not gonna get myself worked up because I met a fucking catfish, a liar. I'm not worried about that because as the weeks went by, I stopped thinking about it. I stopped focusing on it, and I stopped dwelling on it because that's the whole point of being a child of God. You ask God to remove the stones and ask God to bless your spirit and your mind and your body. And that's what I've done because I don't have no other choice. I just think it's, a sad situation, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do to change it. I knew eventually I'd find out the truth about him. And I told him that. I said, eventually I will find out the truth. I said, because this is a very small town and people talk. And in the end, nobody had to tell me anything. I found because I went looking, because I saw something suspicious about him in October, and I didn't open the entire website that night. Had I opened up the entire website, I would have seen his picture. But I waited. A couple weeks ago, I was up late. Like I told you, I was watching Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I was sitting there drama, and I said, you know what, Queen? You need to go back to that website. Something itching me. Something is itching on my spirit. So God was telling me, it's time that you know the truth. Go to the website and open it all the way up. Check out all the team members. You're going to see his face. And I did. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't take it back. It's over with. You know, all I can say is prayers to anybody that comes in his peripheral and deal with him. That's all I can say, because you're dealing with a fucking pathological liar. And you know, that's that. You know, that young lady, you know, I felt sorry for her. You know, a few weeks ago when I first heard about and learned everything, I did feel sorry for her because she has a newborn baby. And, you know, having a baby can take its toll on you. You know, you get postpartum, you get down, you're worrying about your weight, this and that. And then you with a man who probably ain't showing you everything you need and giving you attention. And just the way he interacted with me, I could tell he's devoid of emotion. He don't ask no questions. He don't ask you nothing about your mama, your daddy, your children. He don't ask shit. So I told myself, if he like that with you, but in the same breath he praising you, he do the same thing to her. He go home, play stupid, play tired, pat her on the head like she a puppy, probably kiss the baby on the forehead and go straight to sleep. Go straight to sleep. Because you can look at her Facebook post, you can see she don't appear a happy person. Her posts are gloomy. She shares a lot of other people's posts, and a lot of the posts are about, you know, trying to get the attention from a man and make believe, being on an island, you know, just stuff that's just like TV land. You could tell she lives in an alternate universe. And as long as she deal with Sean, her ass gonna stay in an alternate universe. And then she got 2 small children to take care of too. Her oldest is 3.5 years of age. She'll be 4 in June. And then she got this fucking newborn baby that's 3 months old. Oh yeah, she is fucked. She is fucked. Best thing she can do is go find her ass somewhere to live, go get her ass a full-time fucking job or go to school and raise her children. Make sure that motherfucker pays child support and keep it moving. Go find her somebody in her own age to date and sayonara. Because he is never going to be, one, faithful. And nobody needs a man that's not going to be faithful. You're just going to be out here screwing everything and walk and breathe. Come on. Just like I found out where he worked, what about the next woman? She found out where he worked. Well, she'll do the same thing. She'll just keep digging. She might sit outside the job, wait till he go to work. She might go to the job acting a fool, or she might wait till he get off from work, follow him home. Then she might run up on him. You know, cause a scene. Vandalize the car. See, that's why I say he a fool. And I think the only reason why he's sending these little likes to me, he probably felt like, okay, well, Queen kept her word. She didn't, you know, she didn't reach out to girls. She didn't tell her about us, even though but she didn't call her and tell the girlfriend, baby mama, about us. So I'm going to reach out. I'm going to still play with her on this date site, play these mind games. He better find him something to do. Because guess what? Queen can play some games too. Oh, I can be ruthless, baby. Believe that. Like all these games he been playing, oh, I can do him one better. I can play right along and try to get whatever I can get from him and do the same damn thing. Do the same damn thing. Be just as empty and devoid of emotion. Now that I know who he is and what he's about, oh, I can play the same game, honey. You want to do tit for tat? Oh, we can go toe to toe, believe that. That's why I said he better sit his ass on down somewhere, because if he keep on, he gonna meet the right one, his ass gonna end up in the damn cemetery. He gonna end up in the damn cemetery. Because he gonna meet the wrong person. And hey, all bets are off. You don't know people. So just like he out here willing and dealing and using women, he may find a woman. She may try to do the same thing to him. And he think he upping her one, but she upping him. He's a trip. Lord knows. He's a Megan Boswell, Gottschalk, you think they're going to find her guilty? Do you think they're going to find her guilty? Do you think they're going to come back with a verdict tomorrow morning? Or is this going to go on another day? What do you think? Anybody in the audience has anything to say about Megan Boswell before I check out of here? Once again, Wendy Williams has signed a document to be released from her guardianship. She has a hearing next week. We will see what the judge has to say. Her guardianship is asking for her to be mentally and cognitively evaluated again to see if she has this frontal lobe disorder. She says she don't have it. I think her issue was alcohol-induced amnesia because she was on the sauce and perhaps she was misdiagnosed. So it is what it is. Tomorrow, hopefully. Okay. You say you want her to be found guilty, first-degree murder. I hope so. I really hope so. I listened to all that today. I was so tired and exhausted. I said, oh my God, I got to take this. I've been up for hours doing live streams. I had done about, 3 lives yesterday. I was exhausted. I had to get some rest. I didn't wake up until tonight. That's why I say my sleep pattern is so distorted. Me sleeping in the afternoon, night, and then I'm waking up. Queen, you got to get it together because this is messing with your metabolism, baby. This ain't going to work. Yeah, I hope they bring back a verdict today because it is a new day. It's now Thursday. I pray that they bring back a verdict of first-degree murder. Please don't give her anything less than that because you give her anything less, that bitch will be free. Well, she probably 40-something years old. And I don't want that bitch walking around while I'm still on top of this dirt. Look, Queen trying to live to 100, so I don't want her alive when I'm alive. Don't free her. Do not free her. There's a story I was meaning to bring you all last year, but I got so sidetracked with some of my stories, I forgot to talk about it. But you all know that one of the women that committed murders for Charles Manson, she's now free. And I meant to do a live stream about that last year. How do you all feel about the parole board paroling her? I might do that tomorrow because that's a subject matter I've been meaning to talk about. Yeah. Because I was that she was giving her freedom. Hell, they didn't even free Susan Smith. And she killed 2 of her boys. But so some people would say, how you going to free this old lady? Is that why you freed her? Because she's old and elderly, 70-something years old, you freed her? Versus Susan Smith. Susan Smith, she's 54. So you all kept her behind bars for the murder of her 2 sons. Is it because she's still young? I'm wondering if 20 years from now, they'll free Susan Smith. You said, I hope she don't live by me. Gottschalk. Gottschalk, where are you on the West Coast? You on the Pacific Northwest? You in the Pacific Northwest? Well, she down here by Queen. And I definitely don't want to bump into her ugly ass over here in Knoxville. Please. I don't want to bump into her because you know she got a friend that live over here in Knoxville. Oh, Cincinnati. Okay. Oh, I kept thinking you lived out west. Well, she right up the road from Queen. So she know how to get to Knoxville because she got a friend here. The one that had the baby that told the police or testified or whatever that she came to see her and she didn't have Evelyn with her. Think she the same one that might have said that she kept her baby clean. Well, I think 2 people said the baby wasn't clean. I believe what they said. And frankly, I don't really have to have the testimony from anybody to say they saw the baby clean, not clean. We saw the pictures from the trailer. Use deduction. How the fuck are you clean coming out of a nasty ass trailer with dirty diapers and milk jugs and fecal matter on the floor? That guy didn't lie. He had the pictures. He didn't lie about nothing. And then he told it when he went in there, it smelled. and he had to use a respirator. So you coming out of that every day, how are you clean in a trailer with boo-boo exposed in dirty diapers? He said the diapers were molded to the floor. And this is what's crazy about his testimony. I want everybody to listen carefully. In closing statements, it was revealed she tortured her then. She tortured her baby. So that's why I said, whether she put her in a can alive or not, she suffocated her either way. She suffocated her, or as the district attorney, the ME from Knoxville said, or she murdered. Exactly. They didn't like her saying that on the witness stand, but she told the truth. We weren't there. We didn't see how she was murdered, but she was murdered some type of way. She was either put in a can alive, suffocated with the blankets and the foil, or the mama put her hand over her mouth or a plastic bag over her face and she smothered her. Either way, she was smothered. Take it or leave it. A lot of people live like that, Gotcha. You'd be surprised how many people. Hell, don't you watch hoarders? They hoarding chickens, rats, animals, bed bugs, every damn thing. Shopping, ordering shit on Amazon, boxes packed up outside, in the garage, in the attic, on the front porch, back porch, under the carport. There's people that live like that. I've seen people live like that. I remember one day I was doing some deliveries a few years ago, and I had came by this house. The house sat on a corner, and it was a nice little house, and the front yard was full of debris. I can't even tell you what all that stuff was that was on the front of that yard. They had a nice little yard. I was like, what is all this stuff? I'm sure the neighbors have complained to the city about all that shit that was in the fucking front yard. And it was a nice house. It wasn't no little house. It was one of them houses that's got the windows. Like you got probably the stairs in the middle. You can either go upstairs to the living area, then walk down the stairs to like the bedrooms, den, bathroom, split for your house. I couldn't believe all the shit that was in that front yard. And I actually drove my car so slow, I looked like a stalker sitting out there because I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was like, who the fuck lives here? I mean, you couldn't even see the front door for all the shit that was sitting in the front yard. And then it was a nice looking house. What stunned me is how nice the house was. It was a nice size house. That show freaks me out. It makes me want to take all my stuff outside and burn. Do you know when I watch stuff like that, I start getting up, moving stuff around? That's why a lot of people probably tell me, what are you moving around? You ain't got that much stuff as it is, Queen. What the hell are you rearranging? I don't know, but it makes me nervous too when I watch that shit. As soon as I watch them type of shows, I always get up. It's almost like impulse. It's like I'm a robot. As soon as I watch the episode, I put it on pause, and then I get up, I start going in the cabinets, I start moving shit around, I start going in the bathroom, moving stuff around, I start going in the closet. I don't know why I do that. I tell myself, quit watching that shit, because you start fumbling and rumbling. I don't know how many times I've moved stuff around in this little apartment, and this apartment is very small, and it's not a lot in here because, I don't have a lot of room, for a lot, but it's clean. It's very clean. It's immaculate. But I watch them hoarder shows. Oh my God, I get up. I put that damn episode on pause. I start fumbling with shit, moving shit around, redoing the closet. Just did that the other day. Redid my closet. I redid my front closet. It's, I'm a work in progress. I hate clutter. That's a pet peeve of mine. And I know I would have cringed if I had ever walked in somebody's house and looked at their house and saw all that shit everywhere, dishes piled up on the sink, and you see the countertops. You couldn't even see what was back there with so much stuff on the counter. All you saw was light coming through the window and a sheer curtain up. You could not even see her countertops. And he told you the refrigerator was so bad, he had to shut the door. That's just fucking pitiful. So when that lawyer got up there and said she's a good mother, there's no allegations of child abuse, neglect. That's not true. You living in a filthy trailer or house is child abuse and neglect because you're not keeping your house clean. You got open containers. It is abuse and child neglect. And just like the district attorney said in the closing arguments, when she stuffed the baby in the garbage can, that was abuse. Oh, you know, I talked all through that damn closing argument. I was clapping and amen the whole damn time. Exactly. When she covered the baby in the blanket, that was abuse. You left the baby in there, whether the baby was dead or alive, that's abuse. You stuffed her down in there to where her face got smashed down in the garbage can. That's abuse. Shall we go on? And then he's sitting here talking about she's a good mother. I hope she can go free. You don't know Megan Boswell. This bitch that lied about everything under the sun and she's a good mother. How you're not even a good person. You just lie. You lie all the fucking time. You can't even tell the truth. Even in the interview, she's smirking and smiling. I'm going to go to Mendoza myself and find my daughter. Knowing damn well her mama didn't have her daughter. That girl is sick. That's how I knew she was. I knew she was lying years ago when I watched the news interview. And she was smirking about, and she said, I'm going to go to Mendoza myself. And I said, why is she smirking? What's so funny? I said, oh yeah, this bitch done something to that little girl. I said, she done something to that kid. See, I didn't know who had did what because they kept throwing so many people in the story from Megan, of course. She threw her mother in there. We learned about the father and the mother didn't get along, and she had the brother on the property. So, you didn't really know everything. And then, too, we didn't know that she was evicted from the property at the time. We just knew she was trying to date Hunter and was living with him. I didn't know the circumstances that she had got put out from the trailer and then was trying to hook up with him. And then did you see her text messages where she told him, I should be able to sleep in your truck. I'm pregnant with your baby. What the fuck? Why would you ask a man to sleep in his truck, but you allegedly carrying his kid? She probably made that up so he would take her in. I'm pregnant. I love you. Ooh, honey, put that rabid dog down, please. Put her down. Just put her down. She said she did it to be with that guy, poor baby. But see, this one don't make no sense. That's the version the district attorney gave during closing arguments, but how could she want to be with him and she just met him at the chicken shack? If they think she killed the baby around the 1st of December, first week of December, and I don't know if they really know when she even started working at that fucking chicken shack, the 5th, the 2nd, whatever. How you gonna kill your kid and you only been working a few days with somebody? I don't understand that. I refuse to believe first day she went to work with Hunter, he just looked at her and said, I love you, I'm in love with you. I don't believe that. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Because the friend that lives here in Knoxville said she came to see her December 9th. Evelyn was not with her and she was acting strange. She kept saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. So we're not even talking about 2 weeks in the month of December of 19. She didn't have that kid. So you want me to sit here and believe she got a job December 1st or 2nd, and within a few days, she kills her kid, meeting a guy at a job only a few days. That's crazy as hell. Girls like her are looking for anything to attach to. She was tired of the baby. Well, I would agree that, yeah, she was tired of the baby. But it's just hard for me to wrap my head around murdering a kid after meeting a man only a few days. That just don't sound right. I'm not saying it didn't happen. All I'm saying is it's alleged she went and started the job the 1st of December. How are you killing a kid a few days after meeting a man at your job? Because she started hanging out all night with him instantly. Well, I guess it's just sick. It's just sick to even think that you would kill a kid after just a short meeting with a coworker. Usually take months, maybe years for a person to decide to, you know, start unaliving their children or allowing people to abuse their kids. But damn, that's crazy as hell. And see, I tell you something else don't make no sense. They posted that picture of the house, right? And it looked like it was a custom built house being built. So why would you be one posting that picture to IG like he getting a new house, but then they found that application with Hunter's name on it in her house or his house that they were trying to get an apartment, and then they got the picture of him. So which is it? You were getting ready to buy a house, or you were getting ready to go into an apartment? I'm confused. And nobody had the baby, so she either left the baby at home alone or put her in that can. Yeah, that was his dad's new house. Okay. So she thought she was gonna be living there with him and the dad. I don't know what made her think that. So that wasn't Hunter's house. Well, see, that's what I'm trying to say. When things unfold, you don't really know the truth, because when they showed those pictures years ago, I just assumed it was Hunter's house because the way she posted it to social media, like, look at our new house. We didn't know at the time about the application. We're just now hearing about that now in court. So that's why I always tell people, when a story first, you don't get all the information. And just like they said in court, there's probably going to be things we never know. And that's true. Because there's just certain things you're not going to find out about a person. And what did I tell you in the live earlier today, yesterday? It's going to be a couple of years from now, somebody going to jump up out of a cake and start telling us stuff about Hunter, Ethan, her parents, her. Watch what I tell you. You can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be some he said, she said a couple of years down the road after this verdict. And you're going to be like, what? Why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you tell? Why didn't you testify? Because people don't like going to court, and people don't want their own past coming up when they testify. Because you can best believe when you testify, they going to dig into your past. So if you got any improprieties in a relationship, fraud, theft, crimes, they sure going to bring it up while you on that damn witness stand. I has lived with his mom or dad his entire life. He's never had anything of his own. Well, that is the whole point of why they tell you you can't believe what people post to social media. Because that same post you saw in court, that's the one I saw 5 years ago. Because I went to her IG page, and that's what was on there, that house. So you don't know no more than what a person say. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That's anybody. A person posts a house and say, hey, look at our new house. How do I know that's not your house? Anybody can go stand in front of a house and say, look at my new house being built. Or look at the new house that I bought. I don't know it's not true. They said today in court they were seeing if he was able to stand trial for the crime he committed. So what did he do? Megan's lawyer said that during closed arguments today. Yeah, well, he did say, I'm not trying to put out no conspiracies, but you are putting out a conspiracy that you think he's involved because you want that DNA tested from the garbage can, the unknown DNA. But it's just like what I said during this live stream. You don't know whose DNA it is because she lived there 2 months. Her house was filthy and nasty. There is no telling who went in and out of her house from the moment she moved into the trailer. And you saw the garbage can had egg cartons from October. So that means trash had been sitting in there for months. So it ain't no telling who was in there drinking a soda pop or a water bottle. You got to know everybody that she talked to, was friends with. And if you didn't test the DNA of the brother and the father, Hunter, that's they dumbass. Because the defense should have said, I want everybody tested. That's a male. That's related to Megan. And any boyfriend or friend she talked to at least in the past 6 months to a year. That's all the defense had to do was get a court order. KK said he was arrested for a DUI in 2022. Who was arrested for a DUI? Hunter was arrested? Okay. So he did a DUI in 2022. Well, the court can ask to see that he's evaluated again to see if he's fit to stand trial. They do that in any case. You ask for a mental evaluation to be done. And then they'll send their own forensic people in, send them to their mental professional to see if he is equipped to stand trial for the DUI. And then they go from there. If they want him bad enough. Hell, I guess I'd be drinking too. Like what the district attorney said, you'd be messed up too. Somebody, well, that's a valid point. Because, you don't get accused of killing a kid every day. We don't know what that did to his mind. And then too, we don't know how he really felt about her. He may have really liked her. And then hearing that she got arrested for killing her kid. She first got arrested for lying. Then she got charged with the girl's death. That's a lot on a person. And then he has to think about, I was sleeping with her. I had sex with her. I liked her. Whether he wanted a kid or wanted her kid or not. My thing is this. I said this during the closing arguments. We don't even have proof he saw Evelyn. And the district attorney said that. You don't have no proof he ever met her child. And I think it's obvious he didn't. Because all this was whirlwind. Everything happened so damn fast. With her working at the chicken shack, to her killing the kid, to hanging with him. It was whirlwind. It shit happened too fast. He didn't meet Evelyn. The father told that in court. He said, I ain't never seen the little girl. And common sense would tell you he would have said it in court about his son. Oh, yeah, they used to hang together, her, and the baby. He brought the baby by 1, 2 times. She brought the baby by 1 or 2 times. Oh, she spent the night. She brought her baby. So that means she killed her baby as soon as she met him then. I don't think he had anything to do with the baby. That was all her. Well, that's what I'm trying to say, is that you can't the defense is trying to throw him out into the mix. He suddenly tried to put him in this crime by saying we need to have the male DNA tested from the garbage can. But if Hunter never met the little girl, then whose DNA are you trying to test? There's nobody to test but the father, the brother, and whoever Megan hung with. I don't think Hunter ever met the little girl. I think she was dead before he even got a chance to know her. I think she killed, y'all think she killed the baby as soon as she met him. So somebody in the chat said, well, she had a babysitter. So somebody was keeping the baby. He wouldn't have seen the baby if she didn't take the baby around him. And you can't believe nothing she said about, he didn't want no kid. He didn't want me moving in with my daughter. Well, by the time you all decide to move in, she was already dead. Me to believe one weekend, a few days to a week, her working at the chicken shack, he said, come on, let's move in together. Well, I got a little baby. Can she come? No, you can't bring your daughter. You got to have proof of that. And he ain't talking to prove, I knew about her little girl, but I didn't want her living with us. And so, maybe that's the reason why she killed her kid. They never told the real father the baby either, and they were supposed to. Well, Gottfried, maybe they want to guard his privacy. Hell, they may not even know who the real father is. Because one, you got to know all the people that she's had sex with. And she was screwing at 17. So do the math. I said yesterday when I looking at Evelyn's pictures, I said, well, whoever the baby daddy is, he probably got red hair. So whoever out here with red hair, blonde hair, are you wanting to find out if that baby is yours? I mean, you ain't got to pay no child support or nothing, but you understand what I'm saying. She got dark hair, the baby got blonde hair. That usually means she done had sex with a white man with red hair or blonde hair. And then imagine that. Any guy that had sex with her, thinking they the baby daddy, they probably thinking, Lord have mercy, how I get tangled up with this witch. See, this is what I'm talking about. You don't know people. These were children at the time having sex. And who you are at 18, 17, you ain't the same at 25 or 30. People change. For the best, for the worse. Better or worse. But I'm sure any boy that has sex with her is sitting up here wondering if they're the father, if they don't know already. It's just a diabolical story. You think you can't be more amazed at people's lives. That's why I said every time I turn my damn TV on, I turn on YouTube, I turn on this damn reality TV, I realize I don't got no damn problems. I'm going to keep it real. Even with this nonsense with Mr. Professional, that is water under the bridge. Ding, ding, ding. That ain't going to make or break me. A black ass man running around here lying and making up shit. That don't define me. Because I could be that woman dating him and being in a relationship with him and be going through the same situation of, okay, I'm now finding out this man I care about is out here screwing other women, swinging with people and lying to me and telling me he doing this, he going to the gym, he traveling out of town, and he over here screwing other folks. Just like when I first met him. That day I met him and he was driving and he said, oh, I'm in North Carolina visiting a friend. For all I know, he wasn't even in North Carolina. He was driving around here. See, you don't know. Because as I said, you don't know people. Find out their parents are dead. Children, grown-ups find out their kids are dead. It happens every day. But it's just like what the district attorney said, and she made a valid point in court, and that's my message to you all in this live stream. You don't know people. Imagine all the people that got tangled up with Megan Boswell. They got pulled into her snare of the lies, and then later they got to fucking be interrogated by the police, and then, God forbid, called to testify. This is why I tell you, you have to be careful the company you keep. Getting involved with people and you think you know them. You don't know people. I see this shit all the fucking time. Everybody always bragging about people, going to bat for people. I could say it doing this shit I do up here on YouTube. Upholding these damn with them, and you just don't know it. They 2 minutes from throwing a dagger in your throat. So betrayal is real. You don't know people. I tell you, don't trust no motherfucking body. Hell, you might want to watch your damn shadow. You don't know people. I keep learning this every day, dealing with people. You think you cool with people, you think you all right, you think you in their pocket, you think they your friend, they friendly with you. The next thing you know, they doing some old slick shit. And then you sit up here looking like, oh, okay, I see what page we on. What people don't know about Queen is, I don't need you. I don't know why people be walking around here thinking I need them. Baby, I've been self-made at 18. You know, we can get real ignorant. We can definitely pull out some Drake songs. Where was you at when I was over here, stuck over here in this corner, this trap, this cell, this whatever I was going? Where was you? Exactly. Because I've learned that about people. So long as they tiptoeing around you, they think you need them. No, baby, I don't need you. You can best believe you will and can be collateral damage. And that's what you have to let people know. Don't think because you're doing something for me or I'm in your peripheral or you're in my orbit, I need you. No, I don't need you. Because I think a lot of people get real comfortable. And I've been seeing that lately with a few motherfuckers that think Queen need them. I don't know why you think that, because I didn't tell you that. But you know now. Because guess what? Say it, Queen. You fucked around and found. Shut your mouth. You fucked around and you found out. She don't need me. I don't. Very reason why I changed up on a motherfucker. Excuse my language, but sometimes you got to talk gritty to get your point across. I changed up on a few people. You damn right. You ain't got the phone number. Contact me and tell me nothing else. Another lie, a story, or nothing. Sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to remove yourself. And I can honestly say, the past couple of weeks, besides some other stupid shit I was dealing with, has been quite peaceful. People. I don't have time for no damn ghetto street drama. Like I said, I get enough of that just running the live stream, listening to people come in, trolls coming in, talking crazy, talking out of turn, you know, using crazy language and shit. I can get that on YouTube. And just like I tell the YouTubers and tell the people in the chat, I can get that in the street. I don't need the aggravation. That's why I don't like being bothered with a lot of people. I don't hang with a lot of people. I don't go in people's houses. I do not. Hell no. You want to meet me over here in such and such place? No, I do not. No. Oh, Queen got a new set of rules, baby. We not going nowhere with nobody. Nowhere. Not even in town. I've made sure that. If I go anywhere right now, I'm going solo and I'm leaving solo. Not meeting you nowhere. I'm not even going to meet nobody on a public corner. I'm on some new shit. Yeah, she's a tornado. She's like a lot of people. She's not the only one. That's the point. You have a lot of people like her. And that's why I say you got to be careful how you navigate out here. Taking up with people and dating people and liking people, having sex with people, getting pregnant by people, making babies with people. You don't know people out here. You don't know what people are capable of. Now just imagine Megan had 4 or 5 fucking kids. Just imagine what she could do. She had 4 or 5 fucking kids out here. She'd be the type to put them all in the bathtub and drown them. Like that Yates lady did, drown her damn kids in the bathtub. Of course, I do believe, Miss Yates had some mental problems. But still, this thing here, she's just a demon seed. And you know what I was wondering too yesterday? I was wondering if our mother showed up to court. Did Angela show up to court? Sit up in court? Damn crackhead. Very reason why the kids are wayward, because the mom and daddy were wayward. She didn't learn anything. She messed her life up. Got pregnant, she messed her life up. She could have gave that baby up for adoption, turned the baby over to the state. She could have done something. She didn't have to kill that kid like that. She didn't have to do that baby like that. That was a beautiful baby. Every time I look at her picture, I just want to cry. Every time I look at her picture, she was so pretty. And I saw another picture of her today on somebody's network. Sitting in the little purple bench with a little black shirt and green pants on, where there's another picture of her where she's sitting in the grass by the bench. And I've never seen that picture before. And I could just cry and throw up at the same damn time. Because I was like, look at this beautiful gone, snuffed out by this damn bobblehead. Just a damn bobblehead. Her mom, I don't know. Yeah, for all I know, be locked up. Might be in jail, who knows? Did you see the father crying as soon as he got on the witness stand? They didn't even start asking him questions. He's up there just blubbering. And I said to myself, well, what are you crying about? You crying for Megan? You crying for yourself? Or you crying for the baby? Yeah, she was a beautiful baby. Just the prettiest little round face and little chin and those blue eyes are to die for. Lord have mercy. Just a pretty little baby. Chunky, just the chunkiest little thing. Snuffed out, just gone. Stinking ass mama. See, God forgive me for what I'm getting ready to say. I think people should get what they gave their victim. Cruel and unusual? Well, it's cruel what you did to the person. She's a baby. You snuffed out a baby. So, baby, we should take you and put you in a plastic bag, wrap your head and face in foil, wrap a blanket around you, take another piece of plastic bag, stuff you in a garbage can head first, and place that black bag on top of your face. And stuff you till we cram your ass in a trash can. Because I don't think you like that. And you know that had to be an uncomfortable feeling to be stuffed in a garbage can alive and wrapped up. And I'm sure the little baby fought. That's the reason why that ME, the black, it would be hard for me to believe that anybody rolled over on her because she's bigger. And more than likely, if you rolled over on top of a baby that size, 28 pounds, she probably would cry out. And move around, and you probably would feel it in your sleep. Unlike an infant, it's smaller. It struggled that she was put in that trash can alive. That's just a lot to digest. I just refuse to believe she put that baby in that can alive. I just don't want to even think about her doing that. Suffocating her first, yes. But I just don't want to think of her going in the trash can alive. But I know fall over her head unless she was just trying to conceal the baby itself. You understand what I'm saying? In case somebody looked in the trash can. But you're going to smell her. So naturally, if you went to the trash can or you went to the building and you smell something, well, what are you going to do? You're going to open the door. Then you're going to follow the lead of the smell. Then you're going to go to the garbage. You're going to pull the trash can out. Then you're going to open the can. So you're going to find her either way. So that's what I was trying to put in my head. Why she put the foil around her head? Was she trying to make it look like it was some food or something in the trash can? I don't know. Either way, she suffocated the kid. And the kid's not here. What'd you say? I do too, Queen. I say that all the time. I would stop a lot of stuff. What you mean you stop a lot of stuff? What will stop a lot of stuff? What are you speaking of? What are you talking about? Crimes, giving people the same punishment? Is that what you're speaking of? Oh, if people got what they gave. Yeah, maybe. But then guess what? The death penalty is given to people, and naturally it takes damn near 20, 30 years to get put to death. And yet people still keep committing crimes. You go to prison first. And still people don't care about going to prison and being in a cell. And yet they still commit crimes and crimes and crimes. So we have learned that punishment don't mean nothing. Because somebody would fight tooth and nail to say, well, We can't give a human the punishment they gave somebody because that'd be cruel and unusual. But then what about the rights of the victim? You don't have no rights. So why should we give you rights? And that's the reason why we don't probably have immediate death penalties, because what if they got it wrong? And you know, by law, you have the right to appeal until you've exhausted all appeals, and then the death penalty is put into action at some point. But damn, killing a kid, we got proof you killed this motherfucking kid. Yeah, you need to get what you gave that damn baby. It should be a revolving door. As soon as you're guilty, you get done the way you did the victim. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the system. They don't allow that because of that fluke chance that the jury got it wrong. So look at what happened with Casey Anthony. Most of us that are sane know she killed that kid. She lied. Even got in court, had the lawyer lying, making it look like her father did it. Even implicated the utility man that found the baby, knowing damn well he ain't put that baby out there. So see, that's the system. You give it to 12 members of a jury and you hope they get it right. And as they said with this trial, judge according to the information, the evidence, as the defense said. Don't judge on emotion. But he ain't got no sense, because how you gonna tell them not to judge on emotion and they sitting here looking at a dead baby in a garbage can? They're sitting here looking at all the lies this woman told, lying on people, implicating people, having a kid. You're not doing that because you're bored. You're doing that because you have something to hide. And it was the death of her child. So why would we think it's an accident? Because if it was an accident, all you had to do was call 911. See, that's why her lawyer don't address those things in court, because he knows it would make her look bad if he said, well, I know she should have called 911 if they rolled over on the baby. He can't say that, because then the jury sits there and look at the comment and say, well, yeah, why didn't you call 911? Why didn't you call an ambulance? So see, that didn't make no sense when she said that in interrogation. Oh, I think I rolled over on the baby. Well, then why the fuck you didn't call the damn ambulance? Because there was no accident. You just fishing because you know these people think you killed this kid, and you running out of people to blame. So you know, okay, my foot's in a trap now. They know I done killed this kid. They just don't know where she is. I'm going to go on and say it was an accident and go ahead and say Hunter took her and disposed of her. But you see what happened in court. That district attorney, she gave him the business, baby. She said, how was somebody going to get in the gate? You got to have a key fob. Lord have mercy, I thought I was going to hit the floor. I said, oh my goodness. Come on, district attorney, give him the business, baby. She said, you can't get in this gate. She said, how you going to get in the gate without the key fob? When she said that in court, girl, I bet you could hear a pin drop. She said, I don't know why she put her in the playhouse and didn't think she would get caught. All places in Tennessee you could, exactly. So see, I think there was some symbolism with even putting her in the playhouse. And that guy said it today on Court TV. He said, I think it was a matter of she put her where she felt it was safe to put her and where she probably hoped she'd get caught as well, because it was a double-edged sword. You put her somewhere familiar, which we have heard that over the years, people hide bodies in familiar places, such as on the property, in the backyard, in the attic, in the basement, in the driveway, you know, break up concrete, bury them. But then you also had to think she was going to start smelling. Anybody could have went in the playhouse. They could have went in there and decided they wanted to clean the playhouse out, anything. Now we smelling something coming from a garbage can. Okay, well, we're going to now look in here and see what the hell this is. Oh, fuck, it's a kid in here. She ain't got no fucking sense. Could have dropped that baby off anywhere. Could have dropped off in a pond, a river, lake, anywhere. Threw her in a dumpster. Hell, you know, I threw her in the trash. What was wrong with, you know, let me choose my words. Why not throw her in a dumpster? You've already put her in a white garbage plastic can and 2 bags in there with foil and a blanket. You could have took her and put her in a bag, another bag. You could have just kept wrapping the bag up and took the bag to a area dumpster and dumped her in a fucking can. But probably too scared to do that because she wouldn't want to be seen, somewhere in town throwing the baby in a damn dumpster. And just her luck, she'd have been on camera putting the baby in the damn dumpster. On trial, if she would have not been found, I don't think she would be on trial for murder. Well, I don't know. Because really, that's the only evidence they had against her, was finding the baby in the playhouse. So she would have been under great suspicion, of course, with her lies. And that would have probably led them to think the baby was dead after so long. They probably would have charged her eventually. Well, we've talked to all these people. You've told them all the same lies or different lies. They had the kid. Your mama didn't have the kid. Hunter didn't have the kid. Ethan didn't have the kid. Your friends ain't got the kid. Something's not right. But I think, because I had to think about everything. The fact that she put all her things in the playhouse, the first thing they would have said is, well, your father evicted you. Your father evicted you, and all her things are in the shed. So let's say she took the baby and dumped the baby in a river somewhere, okay? Or it went to the landfill. The fact that she put all her things in the shed, that goes to show you've gotten rid of the kid because you've now bagged up all her stuff. So the first thing a detective is going to say, well, if all her things are in this shed, then where is she? And then once again, you've lied on all these people saying they have your child, but they don't have your child. And we have found her belongings in the shed, the stroller, the carrier, her clothes, this and that, dirty baby bottles, whatever. Why is this shit in plastic bags in the shed? So then she'd have to explain that. Well, man, why are these things in here and you don't got your kid? Well, what you gonna tell them? Because now you know they've talked to Ethan, Hunter, friends, associates, parents. They ain't got the kid. I think eventually they probably would have charged her just with her hiding that stuff in the shed. Because that shows that you have gotten rid of the baby and you've hidden her things. Yes, but without her body, I don't think they could prove a murder. Well, you always got to remember, you don't have to have a body to prove that somebody unalived them. There have been many cases where they got a conviction without a body. Because they're going to look at everything just like a grown person. If the detectives go to your house and they see all your clothes in the closet, nobody has done anything with your bank accounts. Your purse is sitting on top of the counter. Your ID and car keys are in there. Well, then where are you? And God forbid, you are known to go to work. You stay on social media. Now you ain't on social media. Now you ain't clocking into your job. Your car is in the driveway. Okay? You didn't seem depressed or suicidal. Well, where are you? So now it's 2 days. It's now 2 weeks. It's now 2 months. No movement on your bank accounts. Well, I'm already going to go inward because that's where they start. Who is closest to the victim? Why is this person not available, but their belongings are here? So see, that's a telltale sign that something terrible happened to the person, whether it was an outsider or somebody that knew them. So that's why, yeah, they can convict you without a body, especially when you leave things behind. Clothes, shoes, toiletries, car keys. Because the first thing they're going to say is, well, how'd she get out the house? She ain't got her car is here. Her car keys are here. Well, how did she get out? Okay, nobody broke in the house. No windows are broke. So I think even with this baby stuff, careful observation, her putting her things in that shed would have still looked suspicious, even if she hadn't dumped the baby in the playhouse. Because that's the first thing I'm going to say. Well, where have you been staying all this time? Oh, I've been staying with Hunter, the hotel. And then I'd say, well, where is your kid? Oh, I don't know. And then it will go to what it's been going to. Oh, well, Peter had it, Paul had it, Ethan had her, blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. So then they got to say, well, why are you lying about your kid? So then I go in there and look and find all these clothes and shit. First thing I'm going to say is, well, it looked like you were getting rid of something. And then you got to remember the memory box. She didn't have but a few things in the memory box, as if she's walked away from her life with this kid. So really, she was telling me, I threw the kid away in the garbage. I put all her stuff in the shed. I've been lying about where she is. I've been lying on people saying they had the little girl. That goes to circumstantial. You're hiding something. Where is your kid? And they said that years ago. Every lead that Megan Boswell gave police led right back to Megan Boswell. Because it couldn't go nowhere else. And that's where she fucked up. She somehow thought, well, I'll lie on all these people and say they got my baby. They'll investigate all these people. Eventually, they'll just get tired of going in a circle. And they'll just say, okay, the baby is out here somewhere. Last time I saw her, she had the kid. And that's what they're going to stick with. Well, you're the mother, you're the sole proprietor of the child. We don't have proof that anybody took your child, kidnapped your child. We don't know that you sold your child. All we have, you were with her ass. So we're going to lean on, you know more than what you're telling us. And in the end, that's exactly what happened. And quite frankly, I'm glad she put the child in the playhouse. Because that's the one thing I would not want to be discussing right now is a 5-year-old case of a missing baby. God had a plan. The baby was put in the shed. She was found. All her belongings were found in plastic bags. Her lives caught up and led right back to her. So God had a plan, and the 12 members of the jury will say, this woman deliberately killed her child. That's what I'm hoping for. As for Sebastian, that's a whole nother ball game alongside somewhere else. That's why I said what I just said. I'm glad she put her baby in the shed. Everything surrounding the garbage can, the lies, she is the culprit. She appears to be the culprit. As for the other 2 cases, those parents look suspicious. But like they say, you got to have proof. And if they didn't find no evidence of position, a body, an arm, blood, you shit out of luck. And that's what you have with Sebastian's case and somewhere else. If they do have something, they have public, let's say that. If they found anything suspicious in nature that would be, related to remains or something from the body, I would think by now they would have released that, and they would at least arrested them on what little they could have found. So maybe they didn't find anything. I don't know. I just know Summer Wells is no different. I came on that case in 21, 2 weeks after she went missing. And this summer will be 4 years. So I came on Evelyn a year before Summer. And it's now, look how many years it took to get the Boswell case on the docket. And now it's going to be over here shortly by the grace of God. So hopefully, as they say, there's hope. Hopefully, something will come about with Summer Wells and something will come about with Sebastian. It's all sickening. But when you watch these stories, you see it don't really matter the age. If a person is, they will get rid of you. Now, it is rare to, I guess, in some instances, statistic-wise, teenagers being unalived by their parents, but people are unalived every day for all types of reasons. And if you can kill a 10-year-old, a 5-year-old, you can just as well kill a 15-year-old, just like you would kill a 30-year-old and a 70-year-old. When you have decided that you are no longer wanting to be invested, that's the route that you will take. Say what? They got them on video carrying him out at 3 a.m. What video they got him carrying him out? Oh, God, don't start. What video they got carrying him out at 3 a.m.? I haven't heard this. And do you know that that's, who is them? The flashlight. So I want you to think about what you're saying. They carried him over a fence because you know their house is surrounded with a fence. You carried him over a fence, then you'd have to hand him to somebody. You're going to throw a body over the fence, then you're going to jump over the fence and pick up the body. I'm just saying. And it would be suspicious you walking in front of the house with a body. That's too conspicuous. That's just too obvious if you carrying a body in the house because people have doorbell cameras. I can't see that. I can't see that because the back of the house is separated with a fence. So somebody would have to be out there at the fence waiting for you to throw the body over the fence. I try not to dwell on the Sebastian case with the flashlights and all that. I guess if I can't see it for myself to where it's clear, I just can't bank on that. To me, that's too risky anyway, because he's too big to carry. You'd have to stuff him down in a tub, and I just can't see nobody doing that at night. People where people can see. Too many people live over there. And you just can't assume because it's wintertime and it's dark outside and there ain't no street lights, that ain't nobody looking out a window, ain't nobody got a camera on the back of a house, side of a house. Ain't nobody sitting on their back porch smoking a cigarette. I mean, if I was to get rid of a kid, that's not what I would do. I wouldn't do it any age, not like that. Say what? It's only 3.5 feet with both of them. What do you mean it's only 3.5 feet? Seth was in the chat saying he knows they heard him. Oh, that now? Okay. Well, I'm trying to understand what you mean. It's only 3.5 feet. And with both of them, 3.5 feet of what? Well, I figured one day Seth will come around. The fence is only 3.5 feet. Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's too risky throwing a person over a fence because you don't know who's outside. You don't know if somebody's got cameras. You can assume what you want about the street light, but the street light don't got nothing to do with what people have on their own house. You got to remember, all those houses face each other from front to back. Who's watching out of a window? Who went up to get a glass of water in the middle of the night? You don't know how late people stay up. People work from home. It's just too risky. You just assuming because it's dark, oh, ain't nobody gonna be up at night, 11 o'clock or whatever the time is, they ain't gonna be up, walking around. Well, there are people who are up. Because that's their house, they can do what they want to do. I'm not going to dump nobody over no fence and be walking around in the dark, meeting people with camera. I don't know. That don't sit well with me. That's how they took him out. They have clear video, but they're trying to find him first. Well, I ain't heard nothing about no video. I ain't seen no news captions that they got a video. What you saw the video on source? I hadn't heard nothing about it. Nobody said nothing to me in the chat about no video. You know, I told you I don't dwell on none of that stuff that come off of YouTube because it ain't never went. My thing is, if I don't hear from the news, if I don't hear from TBI, and I don't hear from the sheriff, I just don't bank on it. I've been heard about the flashlight video, but sweetheart, that's so old. It don't show nothing but some lights moving around. It don't show no figures. It don't show nobody walking with nothing. It just shows flashlights moving around. That's not showing me nothing, just some lights. That's just like this right here. These are lights. Oh my God. Somebody's up. Oh, he just sent me a gift. 3 o'clock in the morning, he ain't sleep. I guess his nerves is bad. Well, we done talked the devil up, everybody. Yeah, maybe he up watching this live stream. Well, Tony, are you in the chat listening? Are you in the bushes listening? Because I find it very strange. I've been on this live stream 3 hours and 28 minutes. And now all of a sudden, out of the blue, Mr. Professional decides to send Queen a gift. Oh, my God. Oh, when they say it rains, it pours. I guess. Godric, you're so funny. Well, everybody gonna be stunned because I got a plan for my life this year, baby. I got a plan for my life. Y'all gonna be real shocked one day when I go live. You're gonna be like, damn, Queen, you done left? Mm-hmm. That's the plan. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. I'm ready to go, baby. All this old extra stuff going on. It's just my warning sign. Get ghost. Go to the next place. And God, pray you do better. Because I know no matter where you go, you really meet the same type of people. And I know with my luck, I attract the same kind of people. But I'm ready to get out of the area. I am ready to ghetto. That's exactly what I'm wanting to do. I'm ready to make a move, and I want to be gone before it snows the next winter. I want out of here. If I could have my choice, I'll be gone as I'm doing this live stream. Just get the hell out of here. I'm ready to go. I'm just ready to see something else. I'm ready to talk about something else. I'm ready to meet different kind of people, and I can just be truthful on this live. As I had said in that live stream I did last week where I was candid. I just cannot vibe with the people here in this area. I don't have anything in common with them. I don't care for them. And they ain't talking about a damn thing. And I just don't want to be around them. That's the reason why I've removed myself from certain people the past couple of weeks. I don't want to be bothered. Honey, shut up. You don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Get your ass some business. How am I bothering you and you in my chat? You up at 3 o'clock in the morning in my chat. How am I bothering you? Your ass should be asleep. Get you some business. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Always somebody coming in, being messy. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Get you some business. Because I got me some business. Sure do. I'm Gucci, baby. I know. Listen, let me tell you something about Queen. Queen game tight. You can best believe that, baby. Hey, my birthday proved that. When I stepped outside, you can best believe I was working that fucking room on that top deck, baby. And you better ask somebody about that. Because I don't tell all my business. But you can best believe my pockets was full. Oops, did I say that on a live stream? I did. You better ask somebody about who I am. Listen, I ain't testifying because I ain't got no lawyer right now. But believe me, I'm a bad bitch. You can put that on everything. You can best believe that, baby. When I come outside to win. But you can best believe if Queen up at 3 o'clock in the morning, she try to make a move. She definitely ain't in nobody chitter-chattering. Everything I do is meticulous. Meticulous. Believe that. They better recognize this what I'm on right here. Why you all think I'm always showing you skyscrapers in the background and I rarely show myself? Because see, a vain person would be glad to show themselves every live stream. I'm not on that level. When I show you these skyscrapers, that should tell you what I'm about right there. There's a reason I show you this. Okay? Because that's where my mind is. Bigger and better things. Shut your mouth. That's what I'm on right there. Elevation. Straight elevation. That's what I'm about. And I'm going to leave on that note. Thank you all so much for following this network. Thank you, Godric Perspective, Glitters, all of you all, and even those in the bushes. Thank you for listening. This live stream is pertaining to Megan Boswell. The jury is out deliberating her fate. Will she be convicted for first-degree murder of her baby Evelyn? I say yes. I pray yes. Wendy Williams will have a court appointment next week to talk to a judge about lifting her guardianship. Will it be lifted? Will she have to get a mental evaluation? Will they find she does have this temporal lobe disorder? If so, what will the judge decide then? Will she be free? Will she still deal with her son? I'll bring you an update pertaining to that. And any other nonsense pertaining to Lamar, I may pass. Kanye, I'm going to pass. P. Diddy, I'm tired of talking about his black ass. And that's that. I'll bring you an update pertaining to the 2 kids found dead in the van in Michigan at the casino. The mother has given a public interview about how she reached out to different shelters and was turned down. Will she sue the city, or will she also be convicted of murder of her 2 children who were found frozen to death allegedly in her van? Also, her mother was sleeping in that van alongside her child. I'll bring you an update on that story, and I'll bring you an update of the reporter who was found dead in Kenner, Louisiana, and a black woman has been arrested for confidence game schemes, drugging, robbery, so on and so forth. You said, Queen, aren't you scared to live up that high? I don't have to live up that high, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that this is my mindset. I'm about moving and shaking. That's the point I'm trying to make. No, I'm not trying to live 30 feet above the ground. Not necessarily. But if the offer came along, I might. Then I might not. The point is, I'm on the bigger and better things. That's my point. I'm trying to get somewhere. So these other people can They can kiss my black ass. That's what they can do. Because I'm bored. You all are boring me. All these folks that's been coming around with all this old damn nonsense. I just don't got time for it, and I don't want to indulge. That's why I live in my own little bubble. I mind my business. I stay to myself. Right now, as I have said before in my previous live streams, I'm just in a place where I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk about nothing. I don't want to be bothered. I'll share what I want to share with the audience. And then when I don't want to share, I don't share. But tonight, I decided to share. It is what it is. You like it, you do. You don't, you don't. But yeah, that's my home right there. And you can best believe the other day I thought about going back. Of all places in the world. Because I really don't want to live nowhere where I got to park a car on the side of a curb. I can't do it. Now, if there's a garage underneath the building, oh, I can see going back to Chicago. If there's a garage up under the damn building. But I'm back to park my car on no curb. Oh, hell no. I'm not that type of lady. I'm a grown woman. And I need to be able to get to the door quick in a hurry. Walk around a block with packages from the store, the grocery store, nowhere to park my own car. Oh, no. I'm spoiled here in Tennessee. So, I can't drive up in the drive, we got a problem. Or at least a parking lot. But I'm not trying to do any more apartments. So, I'm trying to move on to some other things. I'd rather be in a house, quite frankly. I don't want to be, like I said, if I was to do another apartment, it has to be, as I said, a parking garage underneath the building. That's it. But I really don't want to do apartments anymore. I'm tired of living in apartments. I don't want to hear you talking, screaming, hollering. I don't want to hear your dog. I'm tired of hearing you leave your dog locked up in the house because you're going all damn day and your dog whimpering and shit. Queen just on some other shit right now. I just don't want to be bothered. So that means I don't want to hear you breathe. I don't want to hear you talking. I don't want to hear you going by the door, crying, moaning. I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm going to stay until they put me 6 feet down. I earned the right to be 54. And at 54, if I don't want to hear nothing, that's my damn right. Just like you like what you like, well, I like what I like. And right now, I don't want to hear no damn noise. I'm too old for that. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm telling you, when I think about where I live right now, oh my God, that's a whole nother story. But what I'm saying, the area where I am, I literally could walk a few blocks and I would be near a fucking mansion. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? These people live well. So I'm looking at myself like, oh, wait a minute. I need to get myself together. Because that's some crazy shit. To be blocks away from $1 million mansions and I'm up here half-ass living, working hard like I do up here on YouTube and ain't getting no fucking compensation. Oh, hell no. We got to reroute this. So that's what I'm saying. My mind is on elevation. I'm on some other shit. Because like I said, I slacked off back in 21 when I had moved in and I was trying to build the channel up and I was covering, summer wells and different things. And I got slacked off from the acting and all that, which, the next year I auditioned and got the part extra for the Dolly Parton movie. But I've been slacking off since then. I haven't done anything else since then. And all the content that I was looking at, you have to fit a certain profile for those true crime shows. Most of you probably don't know that they are filmed here in Knoxville. So when I would go into the roster to look to see if I fit the profile, I didn't fit for some of the, for the cast. A lot of the roles were for white people, a blonde, a short blonde, tall blonde, or, it's true crime. So you got to fit the profile for, the detective, the friend, the mother, so on. So as I've said to you all before, when it comes to doing this acting thing, I've got to go either to LA, New York, or California. New York, LA, or Atlanta. More movies now are filmed in Atlanta, so that's my best option is to hit the ATL. And that's my goal, is to work on that. That's the goal. You got 2 bedrooms, girl. Stop it. 40 minutes away from the store. Woo! That's too far, Godric. Good God. No, I can't be no 40 minutes away from no grocery. Girl, I'd lose my mind. Child, lose my damn mind. No. Like right now, I live right near my favorite grocery store. The only store I'm not near is the Dollar Tree, because I love the Dollar Tree. I'm near the Dollar General. So I'm near the Dollar General, I'm near Kroger, I'm near those stores I like, but I know I can't live in the country because I can't be that far out. I got to be near the gas station. I got to be able to get gas. I got to go to the grocery store. I got to be near Dollar General, and I got to be near damn Kroger. I got to be near damn Dollar Tree. So you can best believe if I was a millionaire, I want to live by all them stores I just named. I think somebody told me, I remember once my father told me, he said, if you was a millionaire, you would never have a... I said, you really don't know me. I'm a crafty. You forgot I'm your child. I'm very crafty. And then I had somebody else said a few years ago said, oh, if you became very wealthy, you wouldn't shop at the dollar store. Me, I would shop where the hell I want to shop. Everything is made in China any damn way. So what you saying about the Dollar Tree or the Dollar General? If I can get something cheaper than me going to Walmart, why am I going to travel all the way to fucking Walmart if I go get it at the Dollar General? That don't make no sense. The Dollar General is right near me, so why am I going all the way out to Walmart to shop? Hell yeah, I'm going to go to the Dollar General. I shop at the Dollar General all the time. It's no big deal to me. Hell, I'm not eating dishwashing liquid. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. I'm not eating dishwashing liquid. I'm not eating paper plates and paper cups. Well, who gives a fuck where you get a paper cup from? If you that crazy, as they say, you that bougie, that you gotta have decorative paper cups and plates, that's you. I don't give a damn. Because guess what? I don't have no visitors anyway, and you ain't getting ready to come up here talking about something. Well, I want the paper napkins to have flowers on them, and I want the paper cups to have flowers. Can you give me a glass to drink out of? Well, you can go find you somewhere else to visit. This ain't no hotel. Hey, don't y'all get Queen Crump. Oh, y'all make me laugh. Y'all tickle me. Oh, Lord. When I say the devil is busy at 5 in the morning, why I say it was 3 in the morning? It's 5 in the morning. I'm looking at my time I've been live. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up. It's almost 6 o'clock here in Knoxville. Good God Almighty. Let me see what this says. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to look at this stupid ass message. Hold on a minute, Godric. I'm trying to pull my screen down so I can check something. So I can make y'all laugh. Liveliest YouTube you'll ever meet, YouTuber. Wait a minute. Let me check something. Now, why it won't pull my screen down? Ooh. I'm thinking about getting me a dog. And get me a boxer. I want a hound dog, but I think I'll change on that. I'm gonna get me a running buddy. I don't know why I can't pull this screen. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to pull this screen down. It won't pull down. This is weird. Well, I don't know. You said you just go once every 2 weeks. Godric. What about ice cream, Godric? Do you eat ice cream? It says R. Kelly loses sex trafficking appeal. Now they're saying Jack the Ripper's identity reveal. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. Well, who is Jack the Ripper? Oh, I might do a video about that tomorrow if they don't bring in a verdict. 5:31 in the morning. Hold on. I'm trying to get this screen. Oh, Lord. Well. You said no. You don't eat ice cream. Okay. Well, yeah, because you just imagine. You go in the grocery store. Naturally, you live 40 minutes away from the grocery store. You're going to get the ice cream last while you're shopping. Then you got to go through the line. God forbid you got a buggy full of stuff. Now, however long it takes you to check out of the grocery store, now you got to go to your car, put all the stuff in your car, then get on the highway and make it home. Shit, that ice cream been melted. I will take the cooler for you. Oh, Godfrey, you're so kind. You're just too kind, honey. Let me get off this live. I've been on this live almost 4 hours. Hell, this scenery lasts for 8. For about, no, this scenery lasts for 4 hours, less than 5 hours. I've been on this live stream 3 hours and 48 minutes. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. I'm glad I found this one. I like this one. This one's nice too. This one's showing New York and Chicago, so I really like that. I decided not to show you all anything with any snow, but this is beautiful. New York is a great place too, you know, but it would only be a good place for me to visit. There's no way I could live in New York City because I'm not living nowhere where a rat is supreme. Hell no. No disrespect to you New Yorkers, but I'm not living nowhere where the rat is the size of a human. Hell no. No. Not after the videos I've seen. When a rat crawling around and he the size of a motherfucking possum or a dog. No, thank you. Because I would lose my mind. I'd wake up and see a rat crawling across my damn kitchen counter, crawling up a pipe. We about to burn this building down. Did you hear what I said? Wait a minute. It's getting ready to be Burn City. Hell no. We're not getting ready to do this. We're not getting ready to do this. I don't even want to see a mouse, let alone a whole rat. They carry germs just as bad as a roach. No. You know, we ain't trying to see no roaches, bed bugs, rats, mice. No, thank you. I'll pass. I will pass with a capital letter. Queen don't do no bugs and none of that because I am a germaphobe. I can't stand no germs. And that's the very reason why many of us stay sick. You're being around people that's nasty, filthy. You're touching door handles. You're touching things in the stores. You're sitting in public seats at the doctor's office and businesses. And that's why I wipe everything down. I wipe down my desk. I wipe down nightstands. I'm wiping down door handles. Oh, honey. No. We ain't doing no germs. But Godric, I thank you for keeping me company. So funny. Perspective probably done went to bed. Glitter's gone. I got other people listening. They in the bushes. They won't speak, but that's good. Hope. I hope you got an earful. Oh my goodness. Y'all know Queen is crazy. I'm real, baby. Live like Memorex. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, baby. Woo. Oh, anytime. Thank you for keeping me company. I'll be back on later. They get a verdict. I may not go live when the verdict comes, because naturally we don't know when they're going to, make a decision. But let's pray for Evelyn. Let's get justice for this baby. Pray for justice for Evelyn Boswell. And prayers for all children. Small, older, teenager. Gotcha, please, so funny. Prayers for our children because our children are our future. So we have to pray for the children. I pray for anybody that has a baby. I pray that you treat your children accordingly. You treat your children right. You know, everybody's got their own perception of what right and wrong is, but if you're not going to treat your children, be respectful to your children, around your children, you're not going to be a proper role model, then you don't need to have no kids. And if you have one and you realize it's not working for you with the one, don't have no more. Don't have no more children. You know, stop the cycle. You're not ready to be a mother? Okay, cool. You're not ready to be a father? Cool. Wear a condom, wear birth control, IUD, abstain, whatever. You don't have to have kids. That's what I understand about young people. You know, that's a whole nother subject. I'm about to talk about that later this week too. You know, damn, stop having kids. Shit is crazy. It don't make no sense. People have one kid and you don't want the kid, and then you go have another kid and another kid, and it's like, okay, well, you didn't want the first kid, so why you got 2, 3, 4 more children? And you damn trifling ass men, I don't understand y'all too. Keep having babies, but you don't want to pay child support. Why? Well, stop having sex. You get mad because somebody want to take you to damn court. Well, close your legs. Put your penis up. Take your penis, wrap it around your neck, wrap it around your waist. Be still. Come on now. We all grown. There's no need in this. Just pushing these babies out. And that's the thing people don't understand about children. They don't ask to be here. They did not choose you. And if some of you see how you act, I mean, let's keep it real. They'd be like, I wouldn't choose you for my mother or my father. Why would I choose you as my mother or father? Lord, you worried about the wrong thing. You another one. Get your ass some business. Right, quit swinging the ding dong. Exactly. Why are you all in this playhouse? That's what I don't understand. Why do you keep coming over here? I didn't invite you. I didn't send you an invitation. This is my shit. I run this. I built this, baby. You want a YouTube channel? Well, start yapping under your name. And let the people come in there and tell you to be quiet. I steady got a growing subscription on this channel, a growing following. And they follow me on the news break and they watch the content. So obviously they like what I'm talking about. There ain't nobody worried about that thing. Oh, he would love it because he would love to hear anything about himself. It wouldn't matter if you said he was a dog. He would enjoy every minute of it. That's just them $2 trolls that's up smoking crack and weed and they ain't got nothing to focus on. Because if you ain't getting up and getting ready to go to a job, then what you doing up? Worrying about what a YouTuber talking about at 3 in the morning. You think I would be up at 3, 4 in the morning trolling somebody's chat for what? For what reason? Well, we got all this free TV and internet, and you can go watch Tubi, Hulu, Netflix, Sling, and you think I'm gonna be in somebody's chat trolling for what reason? Oh, that's right, because you're miserable. Because you're miserable. Well, y'all got that, baby. Baby, we talk like we're from New Orleans. Baby. Y'all got that because you miserable. Godric, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to go lay myself down, fooling with you. And Godric, are you going to go to bed or are you going to still be up watching YouTube? And stay out them damn YouTube chats with this crazy stuff about this little boy. Because you need to go watch the talking about she thinks Sebastian in a home or Alaska and all that. I told her, girl, if you don't quit watching all that crazy stuff on them YouTube channels, stuff they talking about. And then she said something about Summer being alive. And I said, you know damn well a person would be a fool to have any of these children knowing there's an Amber Alert out for you willing to go to jail to have a kid in your custody and there's an Amber Alert? You'd have to be a damn fool. I would lay down. I work night shift. Oh, well, what you doing this time of night? Honey, what do you do for a living this time of night? Oh, you don't be there. Okay. No, I don't think they're alive either. On this time of night, security, what are you doing? How are you working right now? You've been in this live stream. Tell the queen what you do, honey, before I check out of here, because I'm curious now. What do you do? I work in a factory. I'm off tonight. Oh, you're off tonight. Oh, I see. Okay. You work in a factory. Oh, Lord. Oh, car parts. Okay. Well, you in the industry up north is where they had all the car factories. I hear they closed so many over the years. Lord have mercy. Well, what's going to happen with this exec from Mr. 47 and putting tariffs on China? There's going to be a lot of things that may not make its way over here, sweetheart, such as clothes, shoes, light bulbs, car parts, all of that. Lord have mercy. Shut your mouth. Well, I'm going to get out of here, everybody. Thank you for your time. I've enjoyed talking to you all. Boswell. And prayers for our little summer. Sebastian Rogers. As most of you know, the 26th is vastly approaching. And a year ago, allegedly, he went missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. Hendersonville, excuse me. Why I say Rogersville? My brain's going. All my houses are paid off. I own everything. Yeah, you told me that before. I just bank the money now, but I don't need to work anymore. Oh, so you're just doing it because you're bored. Something to do. Why did I say Rogersville? That's because I got summer on the brain, too. Hendersonville. Hendersonville is where Sebastian's from. Rogersville's summer. I'm getting all these towns mixed up. This baby from Bluntville. Oh, God. All these ILLE. Hendersonville, Rogersville. It's too many villas. All these towns rhyming. All right, everybody. I'm going to check out of here. We'll talk later, Godric. You all have a wonderful morning. You have been listening to the Vault XL. Thank you all. Bye, love.